years old or under 40 pounds will have to officially ride in a rear-facing car seat. Bears playoff tickets go on sale today starting at 1 p.m. Spencer Dinwiddie scored 27, helping the Nets over the Bulls 96-93. Zach LaVine will be out of the Bulls lineup 2 to 4 weeks with a left ankle injury. Blackhawks on the road to take on Dallas tonight. Bears playing it safe with safety Eddie Jackson and outside linebacker Aaron Lynch with nagging small injuries. Both sitting out practice. They may not play Sunday. The news, a service of Lowe's. Lowe's is closing their Gurnee, Illinois store, located at 7735 Grand Avenue. Hurry in for huge deals on appliances, tools, flooring, holiday decor, and more. This location is closing, but they're still here to serve you at nearby locations and online at Lowe's.com. While supplies last, see store for details. 5:07, and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Hey, how would you like to have your mortgage or rent paid for an entire year? Would that qualify as a Christmas miracle? Yeah, well, it could happen if you enter and win our Christmas Mortgage Miracle Contest, running now through December 20th. But you can only win if you enter. And to do that, go to 560theanswer.com and search for the keyword miracle. That's 560theanswer.com, keyword miracle, to enter for a chance to have your mortgage or rent paid for all of 2019.
I'm Amy Arrett, founder of Madison Reed, a hair color company I named after my daughter. It's very meaningful to me when I hear customers talk about how Madison Reed at-home hair color has changed their lives. Here's Vicky, one of our very first customers.
Coloring my own hair is easier than I ever imagined. The best part, I no longer have to sit in a salon and pay over $100 to have this done. Now I color it when it's convenient for me, and it takes less than an hour. People compliment me on how great my color is, and my hair is incredibly soft and healthy looking.
Experience beautiful, multi-dimensional, ammonia-free, salon-quality color for under $25. Join the hundreds of thousands of women who have tried and loved Madison Reed. Find your perfect shade at madison-reed.com and get 10% off plus free shipping on your first color kit. Use code YES123. That's code YES123. Try it. Love it. That's the beauty of Madison Reed.
Bad theater seats, cheap Halloween masks, my apartment, all things with obstructed views. Add to these large trucks and buses. 18-wheelers and large buses have big blind spots, and like my apartment, they don't always have the best view. Bus and truck drivers deal with blind spots around the entire vehicle. Always take care not to ride alongside or too close behind them. Our roads, our safety. Learn more at sharetheroadsafely.gov.
When I have a cold sore, I want something that works.
Herpecin L penetrates deep to treat your cold sore, and it's enriched with lysine, vitamins, and lemon balm for soothing relief.
But even when I don't have a cold sore, I still want something that protects against a flare-up.
Herpecin L protects against certain triggers caused by the sun and cold, including flare-ups from sun damage with its added SPF 30 protection. So it treats and protects.
Works for me.
And me too.
Herpecin L works when you have a cold sore, works when you don't. Use as directed.
There's still a chance to give the gift of a Peloton bike. When you order the bike by 12/20, you get a free welcome gift, so you'll still have Peloton under the tree this holiday. See onepeloton.com. That's onepeloton.com, or visit them at 520 Michigan Avenue, Oak Brook Center, and Westfield Old Orchard.
Chicago's Morning Answers starts next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1-hour heating and air conditioning weather center. The latest with our meteorologist, Steve Williams.
Today, cloudy with occasional rain, high 46. Clouds and a bit of rain this evening. Maybe a snow shower late, low 31. Cloudy, breezy, and colder for tomorrow with a daytime high 36. I'm Steve Williams on AM 560, The Answer.
The good guys at the National Weather Service just updated our temperatures for us. At O'Hare, 42. It's 42 at Midway and 44 this morning in Morris. Your next news update is at 5:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy starts now on AM 560, The Answer.
Make sure to check out the Income Store live video stream of today's show right now at 560theanswer.com.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
Oh, it's a Thursday, but yet it feels like a Friday. Good morning. Amy Jacobson here.
Why is that?
I don't know. It's warm outside, isn't it?
Right. Friday is a warm day, typically.
Yeah. And everybody, I went to coach something at Blaine yesterday, and everybody was like, sugar
Blaine's
high. Blaine is the middle school where I help
feed
out.
store? Oh,
yeah,
I'm
no,
sorry.
it's not. Yeah, Blaine Farm and Feed. Yeah.
It's where my wife used to go to get the food for the alpacas.
Yeah, and everybody, that's right. You're a lucrative alpaca.
I
business
heard
that
there
you
was a
had.
question asked on the air once.
Yes.
My
Well, wait,
ears
let me
weren't
finish
burning.
my thought. So so when I got to school, after being here at our Christmas party yesterday, all the kids were just acting like it was Friday. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's not. Today's Thursday, and we have a lot of news to get to. A lot going on in the world. Well,
Come on, we know Trump is caving on the wall.
Yeah.
He's selling out our allies in the Middle East.
yeah, no, he made
Now let's talk
foreign
about Blaine
policy,
School.
but he declared foreign policy pulling Syrian troops out via Twitter. But we'll get to that
that's what
in a
he
second.
does.
I
mean,
know.
And doesn't tell anybody in his inner circle.
Or
I
the
think,
Pentagon, or the State Department, or the Department of Defense.
What I'm wondering is who is in his inner circle? It's like there's nobody there.
Hey, you know what? But honestly, this is what I think. I think that he pulled or said he was going to, or tweeted that he was going to pull U.S. troops out of Syria to distract from the border wall funding. I honestly, because he's the
because you
look
think
over
that
here.
way, right?
Oh, I always
You're a distraction
No,
person.
timing is everything. Timing is everything with this guy. Oh yeah, conspiracy theory.
That's not a.
What do you think about my idea? 312-642-5600.
Nobody else can fathom Donald Trump.
Is the turnkey.pro answer line. 64636. Type in DA, then a quick comment. So he said the tweet. He made the tweet, not said the tweet. He made the tweet. And if I get my notes here and get organized, I can give you the rest of the story. And then late afternoon, he released a statement via Twitter, doubling down and saying that the people who sacrifice their lives are supporting him.
Well, that's his inner circle. The inner circle are the dead. He's like Haley Joel
We've been fighting
Osment.
for a long time in Syria. I've been president for almost 2 years, and we've really stepped it up. And we have won against ISIS. We've beaten them, and we've beaten them badly. We've taken back the land, and now it's time for our troops to come back home. I get very saddened when I have to write letters or call parents or wives or husbands of soldiers who have been killed fighting for our country. It's a great honor. We cherish them, but it's heartbreaking. There's no question about it. It's heartbreaking. Now we've won. It's time to come back. They're getting ready. You're going to see them soon. These are great American heroes. These are great heroes of the world because they fought for us, but they've killed ISIS, who hurts the world. And we're proud to have done it. And I'll tell you, they're up there looking down on us. And there's nobody happier or more proud of their families to put them in a position where they've done such good for so many people. So our boys, our young women, our men,
Without a
they're all
prompter.
coming back, and they're coming back now. We won, and that's the way we want it, and that's the way they want it.
I mean,
so he
did-
is
did
Haley
we
Joel
win?
Osment in the Sixth Sense. He talks to dead people. He can divine what they have to say. So that is his inner circle. Can you imagine getting a letter if your son has died in war from Donald Trump with all the typos in it?
Oh, stop. Those are, no, come on. That's
Well, he said he
serious.
writes
No.
letters.
But this is a campaign promise. I mean, we shouldn't be too surprised.
We're knocking the hell out of ISIS. We'll be coming out of Syria like very soon. Let the other people take care of it now.
And that's the problem, though. Are we just giving up the Middle East to Russia? Russia is celebrating. Tehran, they're excited this morning.
Also, Trump, however, criticized Obama
It's
for
exactly
pulling
troops out of Iraq.
of
It's the
Iraq in
same thing.
2011. So, he's all over the place. And by the way, I always have to give my cred here because I know that I'm going to get drummed out of this station if I don't say that I like Trump. And I do like Trump. I voted for him. I'll vote for him again. But, he's a nutball.
And
But
Lindsey,
I voted
well,
for him. He gave me 2 Supreme Court justices. He's going to give me Amy Coney Barrett. That's what I care about. He's
who,
abandoning
by the way,
base.
Amy Coney Barrett or Cohen Barrett adopted 2 children from Haiti. I'm just saying.
Really?
We'll get to Haiti later.
Well, she's
but
I immediately would disqualify her because she's a member of some kind of cult that would adopt.
Oh, stop. All right. Well, Lindsey Graham, his panties are in a bunch.
If Trump withdraws from Syria and they do come back, like I think they will, he'll be one of the reasons they came back.
Don't cast aspersions on Lindsey Graham's sexuality.
I didn't say.
Said his panties were in a bunch.
Everyone, regardless of gender, gets their panties in a bunch every so often.
Really?
Yeah. Adam Kinzinger, Illinois'
Are his
very
panties
own,
in a bunch?
our only Republican congressman left in this state.
That's it?
No, well,
Because
Rodney
I'm represented
Davis,
by a 32-year-old who lives with her parents. That's right.
who pretends to be a doctor.
Or nurse.
No, dentist. No, she's pretending to be a doctor, shot the campaign video in a dentist's office. Without further ado, Adam Kinzinger.
When I say establishment, I'm talking about Mike Pompeo, I think, Mattis, everybody. We didn't see this coming. This is a devastating blow, if in fact this happens, a devastating blow to the continuing fight against ISIS. This gives huge impetus to Iran to continue their presence in Syria. And if we have to vacate our base in Al Tanf, which straddles a very important highway, which connects Iran to Israel, basically, that would be a devastating blow to our allies in Israel. I don't understand where this is coming from.
Well, where it's coming from is that there's a great big isolation movement in the United States of America. Build the wall. We can have a fortress here. The forces from Winterfell cannot get to us. And you don't watch Game of Thrones, do you?
I don't.
Well, you're too busy.
Your
life is too busy. Yeah,
you want
your
to
life
fold
is
5 loads of laundry in my basement right now? I'll pay $100.
You can
I'm not
watch,
kidding you.
Oh, that's pretty good. $20 a load.
These are large. My kids are huge.
Well,
they're pants. One
while
pair of
you're
pants. take up
folding the
drawer.
laundry, watch Game of Thrones. Anyway,
right.
But it's Fortress of America, and Adam Kinzinger is getting ripped. There's such a schism in the conservative movement. There are isolationists among us, and Donald Trump is one of them. And you look at Kinzinger, and you immediately say neocon, and he wants intervention.
Kinzinger,
I mean,
Graham, Rubio.
I like those guys.
Corker.
See, I am one of those guys who worries that if we don't do something today, tomorrow we're going to have another World Trade Center.
What happens
thing.
to our
But-
partners? What happens to our partners? The Kurds.
Well, Turkey doesn't like the Kurds. The president, from what we understand, had a conversation with Mr. Erdogan of Turkey, and then the president immediately said, we're getting out of Syria. What does that mean for the Kurds? I think it means some really bad things. If I'm the Kurds right now, or if I'm any future group that's looking to work with the United States or ally with the United States, I'm going to point to this and say, see, once again, you didn't keep your word. And this also, Dana, is on the heels of finding out about 3 weeks ago that an American citizen was tortured and murdered by Bashar al-Assad. We found out that was done in 2016, about 3 weeks ago. On the heels of that now, the president is announcing a complete and precipitous withdrawal from Syria. I do not understand this.
Keep your word, word, word. Word to the Kurds. Keep your word, word, word. Word to the Kurds. Word, 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 word. Word, word, word. Word to the Kurds.
That is a musical parody that Justin will be
That's
putting
an instant
together
parody, Justin.
later on today.
And if this is happening, if this is in fact within 24 hours, the devastating result is going to be mind-blowing. And we can no longer look back at 2011 when Obama left Iraq, which I think was a huge, huge mistake. And frankly, was one of the impetus, knowing that was coming, for me running for Congress in the first place. To see something like that happen, know that led to the rise of ISIS, and then repeat the exact same thing. I want to support President Trump in every way I can, but on something like this, you have to look at this and go, this is going to be devastating for foreign policy.
And the fact that the foreign policy measure was tweeted out just still boils my blood. I mean, at one point in time, the magnitude of the office of the presidency has to kick in, and he has to grow up. He has to talk to the Pentagon, the State Department. Pentagon yesterday released a statement, Bruce, saying the campaign against ISIS is not over, but we are transitioning to a new phase.
What are you talking about? And we'll wait for the president to tweet it out to us.
Yeah, there you go. And trust me, I hope you have President Trump's Twitter up to see what's going to happen next.
I think he blocked me.
Let's go to Bruno. Hi, Bruno, who joins us from Naperville.
You can always make an argument that if you keep enough American troops in place on the ground for long enough in a foreign country that you can defeat ISIS or you can defeat the Taliban or at least suppress them. That was the argument that they used for the surge back in
2011.
Afghanistan. The fact of the matter is there has to be a limit to how many people and how long that we keep.
And what is that, Bruno? And what is that limit? You're the expert.
Well, there's
what
2,000 troops there.
Huh?
The limit is that we're still in South Korea after almost 70 years.
We have a base there.
So we should withdraw.
No,
but
we
we
have
don't need a
bases
base
all over
there.
the world. Yes, we do. You
But
don't
we
think
don't
we need a
need them
base in
anymore.
South Korea?
What do you mean? So when the next World Trade
don't
Center
need them
happens,
anymore.
so
That's
Bruno,
laughable.
when the next World Trade Center happens, then we'll say, oh yeah, it's time for us to do something. When Pearl Harbor is attacked again.
What about when?
Go ahead.
What about when the economy collapses because we're spending $1 trillion a year more than we're bringing in as revenues? At what point does it have to stop?
What percentage of our GDP do we spend on defense? It's pretty
3 to
low.
5%.
It's
3 to 5%.
pretty low, isn't it, Bruno? For a little safety here, right?
Thanks, Bruno.
We're going into debt equal to approximately 5% of our GDP every single year, about $1 trillion a year on a $15 or $20 trillion a year economy. How long is that sustainable?
Bruno, pretty soon we're going to have universal health care.
Thanks,
There's going to
Bruno.
be death panels. I'm going to be killed.
You're going to be the first one off.
I'm going to be killed.
And you know what?
Me
I'm
and
going to go
Ari
to your,
Emanuel are going to be Zeke Emanuel are going to be killed.
I'm
going
to go to your death panel killing too, just as a sign of friendship. Candace
Thank
joins
you.
us from DuPage. Good morning, Candace.
Hi, Candace. No, she's not from
Oh, I'm
DuPage. She
sorry.
lives in Mount Pleasant, Wisconsin.
Stop,
now.
Bruce. Amy said something funny. Stop it. Stop.
Yes.
What?
Okay,
Okay.
I think that he's getting back at the GOP cabal who never have his back, and those are the rhinos.
Ah.
Okay, Lindsey Graham had his back a few times. Okay,
Yeah.
but really, he's like, you know what? Nobody has my back in this Mueller thing. Look at what you're doing to
Right.
Flynn. Nobody's saying anything. I'm done with this. You know
You
what I
know-
mean? He's like, I'm done with this.
You know, Candace,
That's what-
normally I
it's
think
a little
you're
bit of that.
Candace,
Candace.
normally I think you're a crackpot, but I
What are
think
you
you're
talking
right.
about? She's
I
my
think she's
girlfriend.
right.
Leave her alone.
She's my girl. I like
No,
crackpots.
she's my girlfriend first, not your girlfriend.
Candace can be shared.
The more you listen, the more you'll know. This is Chicago's Morning Answer. Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
It's Mike Gallagher, always honored when I get to visit with my dear friend Tom Sedeka, who's president and CEO of Precision Payroll of America, a 35-year-old company that still has its first employee and first client. It's pretty remarkable, Tom. You're a great patriot. You're a fantastic entrepreneur, and you got to be thrilled at the continued success of Precision Payroll. And I give all the credit to AM 560, The Answer, and the Mike Gallagher Show.
Thanks, Mike. And so do I. I have to tell you, working with you is an absolute treat and an honor. And the number of clients that we have gained over the years across the country from working with you has been a real blessing. So it is a real joy to work with somebody like Mike Gallagher and be on AM 560.
And it's a real joy for somebody like me to say for all your payroll processing or HR needs, go to precisionpayroll.com, precisionpayroll.com, or call Tom and his team, 630-242-1507, 630-242-1507, Precision Payroll of America.
Hi, this is Craig Bolanos of In the Know Radio Show and founder of Wealth Management Group. My wife Leslie and our family wants to wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas and a happy and healthy New Year. Thank you for tuning in to In the Know each week on Sunday mornings at 10. It's all about education and formulating strategies to help you reach a successful retirement. Call me, Craig Bolanos of the Wealth Management Group, anytime at 847-907-9607 or at investwithwmg.com.
What if every time you went out, you could cash in? Now with the Capital One Saver Card, you earn 4% cash back on dining and entertainment. Like learning more about each other on your first date. You play the oboe. Or discovering they can't hit the high notes at your favorite karaoke bar. Oh, yeah! No matter your reason for going out, now you have 4 more. Introducing the new Saver Card from Capital One. Earn 4% on dining and 4% on entertainment. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Capital One Bank, USA, N.A.
Welcome to A Dash of Salt, where we debunk myths and shake up what you think you know about salt. Myth number 1 comes from Michael T.
The older you get, the less salt you should have. Everyone knows that.
Okay, let's shake it up. Here's the truth. In older people, a low-salt diet could actually be bad. It could result in a lack of thirst, which leads to dehydration. Also, getting the right amount of salt can help reduce confusion or loss of cognition.
I hate being wrong, but that's actually pretty awesome.
It's true. Everything's better with a little salt. Join us next time on A Dash of Salt and find out more at alittlesalt.org.
Hey guys, good news. The expensive Little Blue pill is now generic, which means you can get the prescription medication to treat ED at affordable prices. And now get your first month's supply for just $5 at 4hims.com/happy. Hims connects you with real doctors online who can prescribe the medication, and a pharmacy sends it right to your door. So easy. To get your first order for just $5, you need to go to 4hims.com/happy. That's 4hims.com/happy.
See website for full details. Not all services through the HIMSS platform are available in all 50 states.
AM 560.
The Answer.
Oh, well, everybody's heard about the bird.
Sing it, Bruce.
Word. Word to the Kurds. Word to the Kurds. We broke our word to the Kurds. We're a big turd. Your loins you should gird. Have you heard?
We gave up on the Kurds.
We gave our word to the Kurds.
Don't you know we gotta keep our word to the Kurds?
Word.
Okay.
And that's our Christmas song this year.
You know what? I lost my head voice, so I don't think I can sing.
Your head voice? What's a head voice?
It's a technical term. If you're in the theater, it's your head voice.
You sing through your head, not through down
No, you
here?
sing through your diaphragm, but it has to go through your head, and your head voice is
and
where
it comes out
It projects
here.
out here, but I can't sing high.
See, I don't have a head voice. I have a comes out here. Yeah, that's where my head is at.
Well, I lost my head voice, so if I can find it by tomorrow, I don't know.
Is this a head voice?
No, that's pushing, as we say. And we are pushing forward in our campaign to feed 3,000 children in Haiti this year. Food for a year, water for life for 3,000 children, as I just mentioned. One-time donations of $80. We would really appreciate that. Would feed a child for a year. And clean water for life. And we want to thank a lot of individual donors. Annette in Oak Brook. Michael in Malibu, California. He listens in. Tim in Schaumburg. We've got Dave in Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin. Iris in South Barrington. Karen in Crestwood. Byrne in Tinley Park. I mean, the list goes on and on. And if you want to help out, call 844-862-4673. But we also have a great program if you own a business or make the marketing decisions for your company.
Yes, we do. It's called the Business Benefactor Program. With this program, any business that makes a $2,500 tax-deductible donation to Food for the Poor will receive 40 60-second commercials Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. on AM 560 The Answer. Just call sales manager Ann Jeanette Netkowski directly at 847-472-8951. That's 847-472-8951 and ask for the Business Benefactor Program.
Help if I turn my mic on. And we want to thank some businesses that have jumped on board. We have Graph Tree Care, Pavement Solution, Remke Garage, Bath Fitter of Chicagoland, Supporta Law Offices, C.H. Hansen in Naperville. We actually did a live remote from that location. Great company, family-owned business. Advanced Design Studio, Arlington Heights Heating and Cooling, the Viking, don't you know, Viking Ski Shop in Chicago.
Love when you use your head voice.
And Barrington, that's my Swedish voice. CMT Research Foundation, the list goes on and on. Again, it's the best deal in all of Chicagoland radio. $2,500 donation. The money goes to Food for the Poor. It's a tax write-off before the end of the year. And then we'll give you 40 60-second commercials. So call our good friend Ann Jeanette. Very personable, a wonderful lady, great sales manager. 847-472-8951. Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, Bruce, you were right. I'll explain. And then later, has Trump caved on that wall? But first, let's get into the newsroom. Here is Mike Scott.
Cloudy skies, 42 degrees. And a developing story this morning. We are watching near London, Gatwick Airport, the second largest airport in the UK, completely shut down today, stranding tens of thousands of travelers. Our correspondent Bill Zimfer is on the scene.
All operations at the airport south of London were halted after a series of drone sightings near the airfield. The shutdown left thousands of passengers waiting in terminals, and flights coming into Gatwick were diverted elsewhere, with some remaining on the tarmac for hours. An estimated 110,000 passengers and over 750 flights were due to go through the airport on Thursday. Police say there is no reason to believe this is a terrorism-related incident as they continue to investigate. Bill Zimpfer, NBC News Radio.
Problem is drones have spotted twice near that airfield within a 6-hour span. The Senate bill averting a government shutdown is headed to the House. A small part of the government runs out of money by the end of the week. Louisiana Republican Senator John Kennedy says he doesn't believe they'll give money for a border wall in that package.
I think Mrs. Pelosi is not going to give an inch because she wants to be the next speaker, and the new House of Representatives is going to be a lot more liberal than before, and they're not going to let her be speaker. I think we missed an opportunity here.
The bill passed the Senate Wednesday and would extend funding until February 8th. The president claiming in a video he released on his Twitter page, it's time for the U.S. military personnel staffed in Syria to come home.
We've been fighting for a long time in Syria. I've been president for almost 2 years, and we've really stepped it up. And we have won against ISIS.
There are about 2,000 U.S. troops in Syria supporting rebels, fighting against a coalition of Russian and Syrians backed by President Bashar al-Assad. The Federal Reserve raising interest rates for the fourth time this year.
We raised our target range for the short-term interest rates by another 0.25 percentage point.
President Trump has been critical of Fed Chair Jerome Powell, who told reporters yesterday that political considerations never play a role in Fed decision-making. Loved ones and colleagues will gather today to remember one of the 2 Chicago police officers struck and killed by a train this week on the South Side. A wake for Officer Conrad Gary will be held from 3 to 9 p.m. at the Blake Lamb Funeral Home in Oak Lawn. His funeral is scheduled for tomorrow morning at the St. Rita of Cascia Shrine in Chicago. Gary and Officer Eddie Marmoleo were killed Monday night near 103rd Street in Cottage Grove. Marmoleo's wake is tomorrow at the Blake Lamb Funeral Home, and the funeral will take place Saturday at St. Rita. A man who was being chased by 2 Chicago police officers before they were struck and killed by that Metro train is due in bond court today. Edward Brown was charged yesterday with aggravated unlawful use of a weapon. Bears playoff tickets go on sale today, beginning at 1. Fans can begin purchasing tickets for a wild card or divisional game on Ticketmaster online or by phone. Nets edge the Bulls 96-93 at the United Center. Blackhawks on the road to take on Dallas later tonight. 5:34 is our time, and we'll have a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Mike Gallagher sees dark clouds on the horizon with Democrat control of the House.
I want to prepare you for this. They don't have the votes in the Senate to convict him. He's never going to be removed from office. But we absolutely are going to be faced with the very ugly prospect of Democrats coming at him in the House and impeaching him. It's coming. It's just coming. I know it.
The Mike Gallagher Show. Weekdays at 9, right before Dennis Prager at 11 on AM 560. The Answer.
Visiting Angels is America's choice in senior home care. We believe your loved ones should never have to give up living at home. Visiting Angels provides personal home care up to 24 hours per day, including meals and light housework. Ask about our dementia care at home. You'll select your professional caregiver. Look up visitingangels.com or call 877-374-LIVE. That's 877-374-LIVE.
Visiting Angels, America's choice in home care.
'Twas the holiday season, and in your garage, a brand new John Deere. That's not a mirage. With neighbors admiring your shiny new ride, it's your year for a Deere to fill you with pride. So if additional offers are what you desire, see our low rates before they expire. Now start up your engines and drive out of sight. New John Deere equipment for all, and to all a good night. Make it your year for a Deere. See your John Deere dealer today to discover more amazing deals and attractive financing offers.
Nothing speaks louder about an auto dealer than a happy customer. And at Joe Cotton Ford, they have many.
It's like my family. I never go anywhere else than Joe Cotton Ford. If I have to buy a car, I always go first Joe Cotton Ford. And They have best service ever and the best price and the best models.
My overall experience is great. It's easy to buy, it's easy to go through service, and overall, it's just a great experience.
More reasons why folks keep coming back to Joe Cotton Ford. Joe Cotton Ford wishes you the happiest holidays ever and gives you the gift of 0% for 72 months on many of Ford's most popular vehicles for qualified buyers. And get the biggest rebates of the year on all remaining 2018 models at Joe Cotton Ford. No hype and no pressure. It's why generations of customers keep coming back to Joe Cotton Ford. Get to Joe Cotton Ford today. 0% for 72 months is only for a limited time. Gary and North Avenue in Carroll Stream or at joecottonford.com. joecottonford.com.
5:36 and a check on the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here's Jim Talamonte.
Inbound Stevenson Expressway, we're now seeing delays from Harlem to Central. Get about a 2-minute delay there on the inbound side. Edams remains clear. The Kennedy as well after overnight road work wrapped up around 190. Express lanes are open inbound. The Eisenhower still okay right now. Inbound Orion. Traffic's tight Canal Port to the Burns Circle. 19 minutes to 95th to downtown. Up on 15th, there is roadwork 87th, the split, 3 left lanes. I-57, Bishop Ford, both running 17 minutes. I-80 to the merge, 2 minutes worth of delays. Lakeshore Drive is fine. There is some tollway construction still going on. We're not seeing any significant delays, though. No problems for Freeport on I-80 or in northwest Indiana. That's traffic. I'm Jim Talamonte from the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center on AM 560 The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast comes from the 1-hour heating and air conditioning weather center. Occasional rain through the morning, high 46. Cloudy, spritz of rain followed by a little snow overnight, low 31. Then on Friday, cloudy, breezy, and colder, a high of 36. Currently 42. Next news coming up at 6. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
Give the gift that fits all appetites. A Lettuce Entertain You gift card. You get a free $25 holiday bonus for every $100 in Lettuce gift cards you buy through December 30th. Visit LEYE.com or stop into a Lettuce restaurant today.
Only the biggest stories, only the biggest guests, and only the biggest opinions. This is AM 560, The Answer.
Can you sing this song, Bruce?
Do not
Since
know
I
it.
lost my head voice.
I don't know it.
You don't know Rick Springfield?
I know,
Don't talk to
I know
strangers?
Of Rick Springfield.
Is he still alive? He must be alive. I'd be in mourning if he passed away. So let's go to Jim real quick in Rogers Park. By the way, Putin today is giving his annual meeting with the press. It normally lasts 4 to 6 hours.
Well, he's got to outdo Castro.
Yeah, he hasn't spoken yet about our U.S. troops pulling out of Syria, but we'll let you know when he does that. And also, have you seen the Putin calendar? It's flying off the shelves. It's him with his shirt
Shirtless?
off. I'm not kidding you. And different. He's on a horse. He's on, in the water. He's swimming laps. He's lifting weights. It's quite.
It's interesting. It's in Russian history, you go flip back the calendar a little bit. You got Putin on the horse. You got Catherine the Great under the horse. So yes.
Let's go to. Speaking of Putin, let's go to Jim in Rogers Park. Good morning, Jim.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys are ignorant or if you're a propaganda machine or
Both.
what the story is.
Yes,
Bruce,
both. Yeah.
why don't you come down to Tui National and talk to some Syrian Christians? Maybe you could be enlightened if you don't really understand.
What?
That,
I love Assyrians.
right. Well,
They're-
Putin saved them.
those are the
7200
hottest.
North, 1600 West. Yes,
Yeah.
I'd like to go there. What are you
What are you talking about? Assyrians are normally nice people. What do you?
Well, Putin saved them in Aleppo. Putin is a Christian. Putin is not a communist. I mean, you guys just ramble on and on. Trump knows that Putin will keep ISIS out of Syria. He also knows that he's no big fan of Iran, even though they had to work together to save Syria, which was a big CIA
Wait a minute.
investigation.
Wait, let him finish. Wait, no, I want to hear this. I want to hear that. This is very interesting to me. All right, go on. It was a big.
Okay.
It was a big CIA. What?
Just like Libya. Like the Soros things here that you guys complain about, it was just a bunch of bull. If you ask the Syrian people, they didn't want that civil war. That civil war was thrust upon them through the media and through bullshit. Okay?
Okay. You got to keep it clean there, Jim. I mean, I'm just saying, if
I'm
you
sorry,
swear, we
I'm-
got to.
No. I understand that, but
No,
listen.
I understand that this is you're passionate about this.
I'm from Rogers Park, okay? So sometimes these swear words slip on. I'm very sorry.
Look, I used to be the editor of a newspaper in Rogers Park. Okay, Jim.
I know.
Here's the thing.
I know, Bruce. I know you're from the hood. I got it.
Not really. I grew up in Skokie, but I used to visit Rogers Park. I worked in Rogers Park on Howard and Ashland. But listen, Jim, can I just say something? No, you made a point. It's a good point. But I got to tell you something. Yeah, we invite Russia in. And remember Obama saying that Russia was going to get into a quagmire, giggity. But Russia now, hasn't been a quagmire for them. They're entrenched there, and we're worried about Russia and how they're going to influence. Wait, can I just finish? Can I just finish, Jim? Jim,
go ahead. I didn't finish. I didn't get to finish.
Yes, you did.
Go ahead.
You had to.
Look,
I'm gonna. If you guys can't behave,
Jim,
I'm gonna end this call.
I paid for this time. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
No, I just want to finish.
Raise your hand if you'd like to finish your thought. Go quickly, please.
No. So you got Russia in there. We're worried about Russia influencing our elections. Well, yeah. Now they've got a nice little foothold there where we don't want them, and they're not our friends. They're our enemy. They're our foe. So yeah, it
is concerning to you.
Yes.
Okay. Now, Jim, would you like to say something?
Yes, I'd like to finish what I was going to say, which is that the Syrian people feel very strongly that the money that was allocated to the Syrian rebels went to ISIS, and that John McCain was very involved in that, and that because Trump cut the funding of the CIA to ISIS is a big reason why ISIS died. Our funding to them. You understand?
Okay.
And Putin is not that big a threat. Your whole step off of the Russians trying to influence our elections. What, by putting memes in Facebook?
No, I don't think they influenced our election that much. I don't. It's overwrought. It's overwrought. I'm just saying we don't really need Russia to have a
Thanks, Jim,
foothold
for the phone call.
in the
I
Middle
appreciate
East
it.
like
and
that.
I really, really appreciate your phone call. Thank you.
Hypocrites.
Okay. Oh, hashtag. He forgot hashtag.
What?
Hypocrites.
Hypocrites.
Oh, good job, Justin.
You know how
all right.
many troops we have there?
2,000.
Right. You know,
and it's mostly in eastern Syria.
I come from the era. Forget World War II. All right, Vietnam. We lost 50,000 soldiers in Vietnam. That's
For
how many
what?
died.
I know.
No, that's how many died in Vietnam. Well, because we were fighting a proxy war with Russia. Okay, so here we have. I mean, you never want anybody to die, but we've lost 67 people in fighting ISIS. Do we want this on our doorstep? You just heard Mike Scott report.
We've killed 60,000 ISIS members, by the way.
You just heard Mike Scott report that we're terrorized. In Britain, they were terrorized. They had to shut down Gatwick Airport. Tens of thousands of travelers stranded because they think that a couple of drones might be terror-related. That's how scared we are. The terrorists have won in so many ways. So if we can't even have a minimal presence, a light footprint in
ISIS strongholds, then we will lose.
What are we talking about?
Yeah, I know. All right, Bruce, I have to tell you quickly, changing gears here, that you were correct. Yesterday, police charged a 24-year-old man in connection with the circumstances that led to the deaths of the two Chicago police officers who were struck and killed by a train Monday night. Edward Brown, and guess what he has been charged with? Aggravated unlawful use of a weapon and reckless discharge of a firearm. I was wrong. I thought for sure that he would be charged with 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't cause that. I mean, the police officers.
But they need to go over a protocol about going on the tracks. They shouldn't have been up there in the first place.
They are not supposed to recklessly pursue somebody.
312-642-56. Brown
When's
line,
the
red
last
line.
time that happened? It never happens.
It never. I mean, it's like a scene out of a bad movie.
Well,
It's
it was
awful.
freakish because one train they heard one train. They couldn't hear the other one. They were passing each other.
And that train, by the way, they've got the event recorder, the black box that was on board South Shore Train 119.
It shows the speed of the train. It will show when the train was braking. It'll show when the train sounded a horn and for how long.
Funeral arrangements have been made. The wake for Officer Gary, who, by the way, has an infant child. Did you see the picture on Facebook? Just
I don't really care that much about this story.
Why? Because you don't live in Chicago, or you don't have a heart?
Both. No. I care about it to some extent, but there's nothing that we can do except shrug our shoulders and feel awful and pray for their families. And
you can, and there's
it was
GoFundMe
unfortunate.
pages. There's GoFundMe pages set up for both, and also too, you can donate to the 100 Club of Chicago, they are going to put these 4 kids, one from Officer Gary, the other one from Officer, the other 3 from Officer Marmolejo. You can help put them through college.
And please, when I say I don't care about the story, I care about them. But, I care about being contentious, and I can't be contentious on this show about that.
There's only one radio show in Chicago talking about today's biggest stories and telling you what they really mean. That show is this one, Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560, The Answer.
If you did not purchase health insurance coverage during the 2017 open enrollment, I can help you purchase a PPO health insurance plan at any time during the year. This is Tom Marabali, your health insurance advocate and independent producer for Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois and other health insurance carriers. If you are between the ages of 19 and 64, you are automatically paying for maternity coverage whether you want the coverage or not. If you are a non-smoking 50-year-old male or female living in the city of Chicago, the monthly premium rate for a 100% tax-deductible health savings account PPO plan would be $590 per month. But I can show you how to eliminate the mandatory maternity benefit and lower your monthly premiums down to approximately $240 per month. To see if you qualify or for more information, call me, Tom Marabali, at 630-863-3477. That's 630-863-3477.
I'm Amy Errett, founder of Madison Reed, a hair color company I named after my daughter. It's very meaningful to me when I hear customers talk about how Madison Reed at-home hair color has changed their lives. Here's Vicky, one of our very first customers.
Coloring my own hair is easier than I ever imagined. The best part, I no longer have to sit in a salon and pay over $100 to have this done. Now I color it when it's convenient for me, and it takes less than an hour. People compliment me on how great my color is, and my hair is incredibly soft and healthy looking.
Experience beautiful, multi-dimensional, ammonia-free, salon-quality color for under $25. Join the hundreds of thousands of women who have tried and loved Madison Reed. Find your perfect shade at madison-reed.com and get 10% off plus free shipping on your first color kit. Use code YES123. That's code YES123. Try it. Love it. That's the beauty of Madison Reed.
When you're looking for a special and creative way to thank your customers for their business or to follow up with your clients, gift it forward with KP Toffee. Your business associates deserve something different and exceptional that will be remembered. Or maybe you'd like to show your employees some appreciation for a project or job well done, and gift it forward with KP Toffee. Or just the right gourmet gift that stands out, makes an impression, and shows that you went above and beyond. Give scrumptious KP Toffee. KP Toffee is a Wisconsin-made gourmet English toffee topped with rich premium chocolate and pecans. The award-winning toffee is completely handmade with their secret recipe. The premium ingredients and carefully controlled process give it a perfectly unique crunch. KP Toffee is available in milk, dark, and white chocolate flavors, plus some amazing specialty flavors and KP Toffee Popcorn Crunch and the KP Toffee Pretzel Twist. See all the goodies KP Toffee has to offer and shop online today to make gift giving special. kptoffee.com. That's kptoffee.com.
Famous conservative quotes presented by Automated Systems.
Ronald Reagan wisely stated, "Of the 4 wars in my lifetime, not a single one of them came about because the U.S. was too strong."
Hey, manufacturing companies, I encourage you to call my friend Laz Coolchar from Automated Systems. Automated Systems is a software and systems integration company that specializes in companies that are required to meet FDA compliance requirements. Automated Systems will create a custom solution to make your production lines, facilities, and plants run more efficiently. Imagine less downtime, more speed, and fewer projects. From Fortune 500 to startup, ASI delivers solutions for your toughest automation challenges. For information, or I encourage you to talk to Laz at Automated Systems, call 844-HIRE-ASI or visit hireasi.com. That's 844-HIRE-ASI or online at hireasi.com.
On AM 560 The Answer, we talk about the important issues that affect your world. Things like the economy, education, and foreign policy. There's always so much going on in the news that we don't always have the time to focus in. and talk about the big ideas behind the important issues. Enter Upstream Ideas online at upstream-ideas.com. Upstream Ideas, in partnership with the Illinois Opportunity Project, provides the kind of information that informs the policy discussions happening here on AM 560. At Upstream Ideas, you'll broaden the debate, move beyond partisan assumptions, and challenge accepted beliefs. Upstream Ideas goes against the current and thinks upstream. Go online now at upstream-ideas.com. That's upstream-ideas.com. You'll be armed with new information and fresh perspectives to help encourage you to make the state of Illinois and the United States of America a bit freer, a bit more just, and a bit more civilized. Upstream-ideas.com.
AM 560, The Answer.
Thanks, Grandpa. Grandpa Bruce.
Yeah.
Amy Jacobson here, AM 560, The Answer. Let's go to Dave. We were talking about I was telling you how insensitive you were about these two police officers. I mean, it's such a tragic death. They got on the tracks. They got hit from behind by that train within a matter of seconds.
And now I know how Tucker Carlson feels when he says there's a lot of dirt and everything in Mexico where the immigrants are, and then everybody mischaracterizes what he says and as if he thinks that immigrants are dirty, and he loses sponsors and everything like that. I didn't say I don't care about the police officers.
You said you don't care about the story.
No, I care when I'm on a radio show whose raison d'etre is to be contentious and to be filled with venom and disgust and hate. You know, I don't get to do that with that because it's like all you can do is pray.
But the anger for me comes from they shouldn't have been on the tracks in the first place. And that should be part of protocol.
Mistake.
Yeah,
No.
a deadly mistake.
That's not.
Dave joins us from Lamont.
Yes,
Good
Dave.
morning, Lamont.
Hi, Dave. Hi, Dave.
Hey, you guys have a great show I listen to every morning. If there's any police officers out there listening, I just want you guys to know I happen to be a downtown construction guy. And, the other morning I said to a couple of my coworkers, said, man, it's horrible. A couple of policemen were killed in this terrible incident. And one of the guys said, yeah, one of them had just an infant. Another one of the guys said, yeah, he had three children. I just want you guys to know we were grieved. So, when you're coming and going out there, don't think we the people don't care. We do care.
Thank you, Dave.
When it gets really crazy for you guys, we feel it. When you write us a ticket, we're upset. But hey, when it gets crazy, when it gets real, we love you guys and we care. So
thank you, Dave.
That's it.
Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it.
Yes.
See, that's my good side. Dave is my good side.
Yes.
He's my head voice.
Let's go to John, who joins us from Alsip. Good morning, John. How are you?
Hi, good morning, Amy and Bruce. Thank you for taking my call. I agree with the previous caller. I come from a police family. I support the police. What happened was absolutely tragic and horrible, and we should most definitely be praying for their families. However, this thing, it's a dangerous job, and, the kid was shooting a pistol at the berm along the railroad tracks, not necessarily a life and death situation. It was tragic what happened, but and not to be, taught this in the academy. You're taught this in fourth grade, okay?
I know.
Not to play on the railroad tracks. So,
right.
All right, thanks,
we're
John.
looking for somebody to blame. It's not the police academy. It's not the training. It's not the orange line. Now they're looking at the tracks and how long the horn blew and all of this stuff.
And if
so
the
that,
lights were on.
so that people could get money.
Hindsight is 20/20.
It boils down to get money. I'm sorry to say that, but.
Thank
All
you.
right, well, thanks,
Thank you,
John. And also Edward Brown, who was charged with aggravated unlawful use of a weapon and reckless discharge of a firearm.
Yeah.
He's going to be in bond court today at
please.
1:30.
Let him
and
go. Are you
no,
kidding me?
everybody's going to be
Why
there.
don't you just chase Jean Valjean for stealing a loaf of bread, Inspector Javert?
John and Piatone, you're on AM. Well, your radio's on, but you're on AM 560. The Answer. Good morning, John.
Well, I thought I was being called before because I am in Alsip. But two things. The railroad has always had this out here, and I do feel sorry for police officers because I was a former police officer. Stop, look, and listen. Okay? The other side of this is we're not looking at another victim. The victim of this is somebody that's going to have PTSD, and that's the engineer of the train.
Oh, yeah.
And I have been involved with engineers who have been in this, and it totally ruins them. Their career is over with.
Oh, yeah.
So we need to consider all sides of this. communities like Riverside, where I've also witnessed, there's that train standing still there, but there's two tracks, and here comes the Silver Streak on the other track that they didn't consider, and people end up getting killed. So it's a dangerous place, but consider the engineer in our thoughts.
Really. Actually, I saw a story about that, about
Thank you so much, John, for the phone call.
They never recover from that.
No, and again, the wakes for these officers were going to be tonight, and the wake for Officer Gary will take place tonight from 3 to 9 at the Blake Lamb Funeral Home in Oak Lawn, and the funeral will be at 9:30 tomorrow at St. Rita Shrine Chapel on Western Avenue. So, and then there's a private internment after that. And the wake for Officer Marmolejo will take place on Friday from 3 to 9 p.m.
Connect with Dan and Amy on the AM 560 The Answer mobile app. Just text the word app to 64636 to download the app today.
Are you looking for the perfect gift? I hope you'll check out Roland's Jewelers in downtown Libertyville. I love these guys. Mike Gallagher here at Roland's. Not only do they care about making America great again, they also care about making your holiday moments memorable. You know, buying jewelry is about trust. Roland's is the go-to place. You're going to see why when you visit RolandsJewelers.com or head to downtown Libertyville to work with them in person. It's no hassle. They'll show you pieces from the top designers, Simon G. with beautiful pendants. The Hearts on Fire diamond earrings are a great choice. Italian designer Roberto Coin's collection is gorgeous. Ken over at Roland's is offering up to $500 for AM 560 The Answer listeners. Not just for jewelry, but luxury timepieces, like the watch I wear from Roland's, Shinola, or Longines, or Tag Heuer. Your choice. Roland's Jewelers makes your gift giving easy. RolandsJewelers.com. Let them help you in-store in downtown Libertyville. Roland's Jewelers is a family-owned jeweler you can trust.
AM 560, The Answer.
We do have a great surprise later on the show. It's the AM 560 Christmas card to our listeners.
Oh.
I can't wait for you to see it. You know what you're going to do when you see it? You're going to be mad that you weren't a part of it.
Oh.
Sorry, but it's creative, very creative. Marcus Brown put it together, our program director, so kudos to him. And kudos to those who have helped us in our Food for the Poor campaign. We're trying to feed 3,000 children this year. Personal donations keep pouring in, and we need your help to get us across the finish line. Call 844-862-HOPE. Some of our donors have been from all over, even in Malibu, California. And we thank you so much. Jeff in Wheaton, James in Arlington Heights, Cynthia in Bloomingdale. Thanks in advance for your generosity. Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, the feds are now investigating those fraudulent signatures. Could this be the end of Mike Madigan? But first, let's get into the newsroom. Here is Mike Scott.
A wake today for a Chicago police officer hit and killed by a Metra train. Chicago man convicted of murder getting a new trial. Bears playoff tickets go on sale today. A little rain in your forecast. WIND Chicago News Time. It's 6 o'clock.
Will the government stay open after all? I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no.
And the ayes had it. The Senate approving a new spending bill last night. Fox's Rachel Sutherland live in Washington.
Dave, the Senate passed a short-term bill keeping the government open through February 8th. Democratic leader Chuck Schumer.
Shutting down the government over Christmas is a terrible idea.
The bill does not include President Trump's request for $5 billion in border wall funding. Mark Meadows, chairman of the conservative House Freedom Caucus, called on the president to reject the legislation.
Mr. President, we're going to back you up. If you veto this bill, we'll be there.
The House Rules Committee meeting this morning to consider the measure. Even if it makes it to the Oval Office, there's no guarantee the president would sign the bill. Dave?
Now, Rachel, the president is also upsetting some fellow Republicans, saying we beat ISIS in Syria.
And we've beaten them badly. We've taken back the land. And now it's time for our troops to come back home.
This is a catastrophic decision.
Senators Marco Rubio and Lindsey Graham not happy.
I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think I am, and I have no understanding of why we're doing this.
Now, they signed a bipartisan letter urging the president to reconsider, saying a withdrawal of U.S. troops would embolden ISIS fighters in the region. However, GOP Senator Rand Paul says he's proud of the president's decision. President Trump tweeted this morning that this should not have been a surprise time to rebuild. Stocks might rebound a bit. Futures are rising modestly the day after the Dow's 352-point drop to a new low for the year after the Federal Reserve raised interest rates for the fourth time this year. And Fed Chairman Jerome Powell said it might do 2 more hikes next year. He says the economy is still strong and inflation low.
Since the September meeting of the FOMC, however, some cross currents have emerged.
This is Fox News.
"41 degrees, 6:02 in Chicago on AM 560. The Answer. Good morning, everyone. I'm Mike Scott. Loved ones and colleagues gathering today to remember one of the 2 Chicago police officers struck and killed by a Metro train this week on the South Side. The wake for Officer Conrad Gary will be held from 3 to 9 p.m. at the Blake Lamb Funeral Home in Oak Lawn. Funeral scheduled for tomorrow morning at St. Rita of Cascia Shrine Chapel in Chicago. A man being chased by 2 Chicago police officers before they were struck and killed by a train is due in bond court today. Edward Brown was charged yesterday with aggravated unlawful use of a weapon and reckless discharge of a firearm. The investigation continues into a deadly 3-vehicle crash in Elgin. Police say the wreck happened Tuesday night along East Chicago Street and Poplar Creek Drive. An Elgin woman was killed, and a Streamwood man was hospitalized in very critical condition. Cook County Sheriff's Officer is dead after a multi-vehicle crash in Woodridge. The victim identified as 27-year-old Zach Perry from Woodridge. Pablo Perez from Berwyn, another driver involved in the accident, was injured and later charged with DUI. A new report from State Attorney General Lisa Madigan accuses the Catholic Church of Illinois of failing to report hundreds of sexual abuse cases over decades. Catholic officials have publicly identified only 185 clergy with credible allegations against them. Illinois' new automatic voter registration system adding a lot of people to the state's voter rolls. The Illinois State Board of Elections yesterday saying between July 1st and the end of November, 187,000 voters registered through the system. The automatic system registers those people anytime they get a new driver's license or interact with other state agencies. Nets edging the Bulls 96-93 at the UC. Blackhawks on the road to play Dallas tonight. The Bears hitting the road to play the Niners Sunday. They may do it without Eddie Jackson and outside linebacker Aaron Lynch. Bears playing it safe. Both are nicked up with minor injuries and both sat out practice yesterday. The news service of Lowe's. Lowe's is closing their Gurnee, Illinois store, located at 7735 Grand Avenue. Hurry in for huge deals on appliances, tools, flooring, holiday decor, and more. This location is closing, but they're still here to serve you at nearby locations and online at Lowe's.com. While supplies last, see store for details. 6:04 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Sean Hannity applauds the president's stance on trade.
We have had horrible one-sided deals with everybody. That includes NATO, 72 cents of every dollar. That includes even our European allies and friends, supposedly. They have one-sided trade deals. Mexico, NAFTA, Canada, now China. So we're making huge progress.
The Sean Hannity Show. Afternoons at 2, right before Joe Walsh at 5 on AM 560. The Answer.
When you buy a new Ford F-Series truck during our holiday sales event, you're not just buying a truck. You're sending a message to the world that says, yeah, I can help. Because now you're the friend with the Ford truck. You'll move coworkers, haul lumber, and build everything from tree houses to Serenity sheds. Now you're the one everyone counts on, and you wouldn't have it any other way. Ford F-Series, built for the holidays. Built Ford proud.
And now for a limited time, you can bring home a new F-150 with 0% financing for 72 months, only at your Ford dealer. Not all buyers will qualify for Ford Credit financing. 72 months at $13.89 per month per $1,000 financed, regardless of down payment, is available on 18 model year F-150. Excludes Raptor. For all offers, take new retail delivery from an authorized Ford dealer stock by 1/2/19. See dealer or go to buyfordnow.com for qualifications and complete details.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule. I thought I had a sinus headache for a few days, but I had a massive brain aneurysm, hemorrhage of the brain, and a stroke. And I was on my deathbed. I was on a respirator in a coma for 35 days. And 3 months later, I came home in a wheelchair. I had double vision. I had to learn to walk again, to speak again. 1 and 1 is 2, write the alphabet. You know, if I went out and did a little something, I'd come home, I'd be in bed. Now I'm up by like 5:30 in the morning, and I go to the gym. I do shopping. I cook. I have energy all day. I mean, I feel great. Overall, my whole outlook, just feeling, my mental aspect, everything is better.
For a limited time, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 35% off your first preferred set of fruits and veggies and have them shipped to you free. Call 800-246-8751. That's 1-800-246-8751, or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
There's still a chance to give the gift of a Peloton bike. When you order the bike by 12/20, you get a free welcome gift, so you'll still have Peloton under the tree this holiday. See onepeloton.com. That's onepeloton.com, or visit them at 520 Michigan Avenue, Oak Brook Center, and Westfield Old Orchard.
6:07 and a check on the roads. In the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center, here's Jim Telemonte.
Inbound Kennedy Expressway traffic's heavy Harlem to Central. It's 22 minutes, O'Hare to downtown. Outbound 20. Eden's still looking good. Got Eisenhower. Traffic slowing from Mannheim to Harlem. Demon to the Burns Circle. 38 minutes, 390 to downtown. Outbound 30. Inbound Stevenson. Traffic stop and go Harlem to Pulaski. 45 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Outbound 34. Inbound Ryan. Slow 95th to 76. At 43rd to Burns Circle. 28 minutes, 95th to downtown. Outbound 15. I-57, 17 minutes. I-80 to the merge Bishop 424. Westbound Tri-State traffic's building around 290. The other tollways look good. No problems to report in northwest Indiana. That's traffic. I'm Jim Talamonte from the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center on AM 560 The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. From the 1-hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center, here's meteorologist Steve Williams.
Clouds and some rain for today with a high 46. Clouds and rain this evening, followed by a rain or snow shower late tonight, low 31. Cloudy, breezy, and colder tomorrow with a daytime high at 36. Partly sunny on Saturday. I'm Steve Williams on AM 560, The Answer.
42 at O'Hare. Next news coming up at 6:30. And Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by CharlesEquipment.com, keeping you powered up no matter what the conditions.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
A Christmas crisis push-off. Good morning. Welcome back to AM 560, The Answer. Amy Jacobson here. Bruce Wolf filling in for Dan Proft. And, what a busy week this has been. Yesterday, Trump announcing that he's pulling or wants to pull 2,000 troops out of Syria. And then we learned late afternoon that the Trump administration announced its willingness to back off its demands for full funding of a border wall. Basically, it's a continuing resolution that will push this, kick the can down the road from Christmas time until Valentine's Day, February 13th. That's the new deadline. Now, the Congress still has to sign this, and so does the president.
He's caving.
But a lot of people think he's caving. The wall stall not sitting well with conservatives. Here's Ann Coulter and Kellyanne Conway.
It is becoming clearer and clearer that all we're getting is words, words, words.
People who voted for him and want the wall and want to know why he seems to be softening his stance this morning.
The president is not softening stance.
312-642-5600 is our turnkey.pro answer line. 64636, type in DA. Then a quick comment. We already got a text message saying, did you two see the GoFundMe to fund Trump's wall? It's already over $1 million. That's
wow.
Paul from Jefferson Park. I haven't verified that.
Well, the administration has gotten down to the point where it'll take $1 million. I mean, it started out with like $25 billion, and now it's $5 billion.
Then
we're
$5
giving
billion.
$4.8 billion to Mexico so they can build a wall.
With
Ann
their
Coulter,
southern border?
Ann Coulter's going to go on a hunger strike. And
hey, easy there. But David Assman, he's Fox Business Network host and regular on Fox and Friends, said that the border wall shutdown is another read my lips moment.
The wall is a very specific thing for the president's base. For the president's base, the wall, with those words, the wall, means a lot. This is one of the read my lips moment for this president. If he is viewed by his base as caving on the issue, no matter how they try to spin it at the White House, already some of the base is beginning to fray a little bit and worrying that the president is giving up on this.
He's lost all his leverage. You got Nancy Pelosi taking over the House come January. His leverage is right now. He promised last week in a televised powwow with Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi that he would own a shutdown. Well, now he's backing down on the shutdown.
Well, the problem is a lot of Republican congressmen that didn't win re-election or that were retiring weren't in Washington, D.C. to vote. But also, too, he needed 10 Democratic senators to vote in favor of the wall, of funding for the wall. And that wasn't going to happen. The votes simply were not there.
He doesn't have it.
But now he's absolutely
backing down. He's not shutting down the government. It's another continuing resolution. He says he's never going to do it again.
Continuing resolution was the name of your junior high school band, right? Or was that your senior year?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, who's disappointed in President Trump? Who's Ann Coulter was even saying that he's doomed, that he's not even going to be able to finish out his first term as president.
It's funny because, I voted for him for two reasons. One were the justices on the Supreme Court. The wall, the wall would help. The Democrats are overwrought being against the wall. I like E-Verify more, and I like Mark Krikorian's idea that he should just throw the ball in the Democrats' court and say, why don't we just take the wall funding and use it for E-Verify, and let's see the Democrats be in favor of illegals holding jobs in the United States. That would be a public relations coup. He's not doing that. And the other thing I liked about Trump was that he makes the liberals go crazy. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. So I don't have all that much skin in the wall game, but boy, the Ann Coulters and Michelle Malkins of the world, they're really upset, and that base is going to be very, very upset.
Caving on the wall funding, but remember the promise of Mexico paying for it?
Who's going to pay for the wall? Mexico will pay for the wall. I promise. In the end, Mexico's paying for the wall.
And he's justifying that by saying because of this new NAFTA agreement we have, that funds from that we're taking from Mexico are going to pay for the wall. Listen, Mexicans are not going to pay for anything they don't want, and they don't want that wall. I didn't want the wall either, and people know that. I've said that several times. But now I want the wall. Considering what happened to that 7-year-old girl, who, by the way, the autopsy reports came back by, I'm sure the mainstream media is not going to tell you about this, but she did not die from dehydration. She died from sepsis.
She wasn't able to drink because she had the sepsis.
Right. So she had sepsis before, and I always butcher that word, but so she couldn't that's when your organs shut down. So that's why she had kidney failure and liver failure. She had that long before she crossed into the border, but she crossed into the border in a place that did not have a wall. Such a remote area, Bruce, that if I saw you out there, you wouldn't have long to live.
So is MSNBC, which overtook Fox and all the other cable networks in the December ratings. Oh, yeah. Rachel Maddow, top show.
Oh, that show is unwatchable to me.
So is MSNBC, which I'm sure, I can intuit this, dwelled ad nauseum on the fact that we were letting immigrants starve and 7-year-olds die. Are they going to do an Emily Latella Nevermind on this? I don't think so.
No, they're not. They'll just leave it as, she wasn't,
They won't even talk about it.
No, but her father hired an attorney to investigate it, and that doesn't sit well with me either, because what rights does he have? I
thought the latest thing the father said was that the kid was treated fine by the US.
He did, but he still hired an attorney. I think an attorney found him to try and,
of course,
because they're money hungry. Bruce, 312-642-5600 is our turnkey debt bureau answer. Let's go to David, who joins us from McCook. I was in McCook once.
Hey, good morning, guys. Hey, Bruce, I wanted to ask your opinion on something. I know how we can raise the money for this fall. Amy, you talked about Melania last week, and I came up with a great idea.
Yeah.
We could have Amy versus Melania in a Jello wrestling match on pay-per-view.
And I'm glad you asked my opinion, because I am an expert on Jello. There's always room for a Jello match, I always say.
Party animals.
That would raise $5 billion, I guarantee you.
Easily.
Okay.
Hey, look, I paid
Well-
for Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson. I got sucked into that.
You
for
paid
sure,
for that?
For
Oh, my
sure, I'm
gosh.
going to pay $19.99 for the
That-
Amy Melania Jello match. Yes.
All right. I don't think I'm
Sexist
gonna...
pig, David.
Yeah.
Don't ever call again until next hour.
See, I think that's funny.
I think you
I'm
could-
not
I think-
offended by that.
I think you could jettison the snorting a little bit because it kind of takes the edge off. when you
Oh, if I snort, well, we
Yeah.
have a snort drop somewhere that I'm sure we can play. In the meantime, let's go to Tom. Hello, Tom from Deer Park.
Hi, good morning, Bruce. Good morning, Amy.
Good morning.
I'd like to pose a question, your opinion. On a policy basis, I was never a wall guy. I'm against it, but it was his numero uno campaign promise.
Don't appropriate
in
the
my
language that way, okay? It's very sensitive when you're speaking Spanish about the wall. But go ahead, Tom. Yes.
In my opinion, it was based on racism, and now that it's turned into a campaign promise that's been broken, he could have got it done, and he didn't. What's your opinion of how his base is going to respond to this? Are they going to follow Ann Cutler's lead and get mad, or are they just going to forget about it?
You know,
Oh,
it's
no one's
interesting.
forgetting about this.
No.
And we're going to have your
it's
friend
interesting,
Julie
Tom, because there's a different
on.
right.
Julie Kelly at
Julie Kelly,
8:38.
8:30. She's the never Trumper. But here's the thing, Tom. It's really interesting because there's a school of thought that it's the Ann Coulter school. Forget Trump. He shouldn't finish out his term. We should repudiate the election. But there is also a school of thought, that there's these Trumpers that they just love him. They love his personality. There'll be another issue. There'll be another tweet. And forget about the war. We'll call the wall a
He's
victory.
not politically correct at all.
I mean,
and
those
people
are
love that.
those are the people who will enroll in Trump University even after it's been declared a fraud.
Yeah,
So-
thanks, Tom. Let's go to Tim now, who joins us from Crown Point, who has a great idea. I love it. What is it, Tom? Tim?
What
Terry?
about the El Chapo money? Didn't Senator Ted Cruz put forth that we already have $15 billion of his money?
Right.
And why don't we spend that money?
Yeah.
It's already there.
And it's fitting because here's
Yeah,
a
that's
guy
what
who
I'm
was
saying.
coming in from Mexico. Yeah,
That's a great idea.
Yeah, right. No, Ted Cruz did say that. Ted Cruz, of course, whose father, according to
his
President
father.
Trump,
we had a-
conspired with Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah, for the
I love
Kennedy
how politicians
assassination.
can just let it. It's like water off a duck's back. It's just beautiful.
It happened in the past.
Yeah.
Let's go to Robert, who joins us from Oak Brook. Good morning, Robert.
Hey kids, Merry Christmas to everybody and everyone out there.
Merry
in Radio
Christmas
Land.
to you.
I'm watching, and I know this person. I just watched this helicopter go past my windows, sitting here on my back porch. Now they don't want a border wall because of that helicopter that just went by. They
You
want.
sure it wasn't a news chopper for traffic?
No, it was a weather tech chopper.
You sure it wasn't
They
a
want-
drone that went over Gatwick Airport in London today? But go ahead.
No, I
go
know
ahead.
I know it's a $10 million helicopter. The point is, no one wants all businesses that are they're mega businesses. They want the cheaper labor.
Right.
Period.
Right.
The chopper's back, Tom.
Right.
Or
you,
Robert.
You want to pay a helicopter pilot?
No, if you
like $5
no.
an hour, sure. Yeah,
No. My friend
What's
flies
your
his
head,
own
Robert?
helicopter.
You don't want to be Vic Morrow. Oh my God, Robert! Oh, the humanity. I'm sorry. Oh.
Hey.
Oops.
Before you see it on TV, share it on Facebook, or read about it in the paper, hear it here first. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Oh, yeah. Hey, guys, we all know it's hard to be perfect, especially when it comes to finding a great Christmas gift for your wife or girlfriend. But this year, you can score a perfect 10 with the Perfect 10 pajamas from Pajamagram. She'll look and feel like a perfect 10 when she puts on her Perfect 10 PJs. And you'll score a perfect 10 when you put these PJs under the tree. You don't have to wrap because every Pajamagram includes free gift packaging, delivery by Christmas guaranteed, lifetime warranty on those bad boys, Perfect 10 pajamas. So go to pajamagram.com or call 1-800-GIVE-PJs. That's 1-800-GIVE-PJs and tell them that Dan and Amy sent you.
What if you could enjoy total peace of mind when it comes to home security? What if the best technology came from a local company who puts the customer's needs first? Alarm Detection Systems is the right choice for an alarm system with complete control from your phone or tablet. Know when your children arrive home from school. View live streaming video. Check up on your pets. Receive alerts for extreme temperatures. Know if leaks or floods have been detected. Get real-time text alerts sent to your phone. Family-owned and operated since 1968, Alarm Detection Systems understands that nothing is more important than the safety of your family. Your security system will be monitored by our central station in Aurora, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Alarm Detection Systems is an authorized Honeywell equipment dealer. Our on-site security consultation is always free. Visit adsalarm.com or call 630-844-6322. That's 630-844-6322. Alarm license number 127000143.
Visiting Angels is America's choice in senior home care. We believe your loved ones should never have to give up living at home. Visiting Angels provides personal home care up to 24 hours per day, including meals and light housework. Ask about our dementia care at home. You'll select your professional caregiver. Look up visitingangels.com or call 877-374-LIVE. That's 877-374-LIVE.
Visiting Angels, America's choice in home care.
'Twas the holiday season, and in your garage, a brand new John Deere. That's not a mirage. With neighbors admiring your shiny new ride, it's your year for a Deere to fill you with pride. So if additional offers are what you desire, see our low rates before they expire. Now start up your engines and drive out of sight. New John Deere equipment for all, and to all a good night. Make it your year for a Deere. See your John Deere dealer today to discover more amazing deals and attractive financing offers.
AM 560, The Answer.
It's epic.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Ding dong, ding dong.
There'll be da 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 da.
Oh, see, you're going to be so mad.
What? Why am I going to?
You're going to be so disappointed
it's
because
all in your video.
No, you weren't a part of it, and I'm starting to feel bad. But we recorded it last week. It's the AM 560 Christmas card to our listeners, and we played it yesterday at our annual holiday party.
Oh,
and look what I got that I'll give to you. I was a part of a grab bag.
Yeah. Sorry you lost. Yes.
No, it's a Starbucks cup that's glitter on the outside.
Very Christmassy. I didn't know. I thought Starbucks was non-denominational.
And a
Remember
cherry-flavored lollipop. Would you like to have the cherry-flavored
I'm
lollipop?
on a diet, so thank you.
Does anybody want the lollipop? Well, here's the deal. For the past 8 years, because can you believe I've been here for 8 years, I've always thought that this was a white elephant gift grab bag.
Oh, what
and
is it?
I re-gift something that I received the year before that I knew I was never going to use. Something from my sisters. Sorry, Chrissy, if you're listening, Aunt Cookie. Because she gave me a heated scarf last year. And I didn't use that one. I actually gave that to my friend who used that for her grab bag gift.
Yeah.
But my other sister gave me some vegetable cutter thing as seen on TV. And I don't know. Justin, you stayed till the end. Do you know who got my gosh awful gift of the white elephant gift?
No, I bolted out of here.
Oh, you left?
I wanted my Target gift card.
Oh, that's right. The Target gift card. Yes, we always get a $50 Target gift card, which is nice to give that out to the entire
They should
staff.
give it out at the end of the party. Don't they know how to throw a party?
They did. It was toward the end, and we had a magician there who looked an awful lot like John Howell.
Really?
I thought it was John Howell.
Well, John is quite a magician.
And well, he was
Still
in
at
the
WLS.
Hey yo,
Yeah.
he was no, but John was in the circus, so that's why I thought maybe this is a
WLS,
side
but
hustle.
go ahead, yeah.
When he was.
Oh, really?
He played the trumpet in the circus, and the
played
greatest
the trumpet
show
in the
on
circus.
earth. Yeah, so
Really?
he was part of a traveling circus. Probably doesn't want me to discuss that, but anywho. All right, so it was
It's a fascinating
what we
background.
played at the Christmas party was the AM 560 Christmas card to our listeners. And Mike Gallagher's in it. There's some other people. Mike Scott's in it. Just listen. And
Mike Gallagher, the syndicated guy?
Oh, yeah. He's the best.
Oh, okay.
He blew me away.
Okay.
Jerk. Justin's in it, too. Keith Conrad, too.
It's the most wonderful
Gallagher.
time of the year.
Ding dong.
With the kids jingle belling and everyone telling you be of good cheer.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
That's Dan Proft going.
It's the
cutaway shot.
happiest
Here's Mike Scott.
season of all.
That's good. And Mike's good. Mike's winning.
Those holiday greetings and gay happy meetings.
Who's that?
Keith Conrad.
Oh,
When
Keith,
friends
yes,
come
of
to
course.
call.
Gay happy
I'm not
meeting.
going to be happy Christmassy.
It's the
Joe Walsh.
happiest season of all.
Justin.
Oh,
There'll
very
be
good.
parties for hosting and marshmallows toasting and caroling out
Brian
in the
Rhodes.
snow.
There'll be scary ghost stories
Roger
and
Piper.
tales of the glories of Christmases long, long ago.
Salesman.
Ding dong.
Marcus Brown.
It's the
Here.
most
Thomas.
wonderful time
That's
of
Dan.
the year.
Ding dong. Ding dong.
There'll be much mistletoe.
Mike Sakoff.
And hearts will be glowing
Mary at the front
when
desk.
loved ones are near.
See?
It's the most wonderful time of the year. I don't want to sing.
Where's Dan?
Oh,
It-
what does that even mean?
There seems to be recording us.
There'll be parties for hosting, marshmallows for toasting.
And caroling out in the snow.
There'll be scary ghost stories
And tales of the glories of
Of Christmas is
Long, long ago.
Dan cutaway shot of him rolling his eyes.
So he
It's
doesn't
the
sing?
most wonderful time of the year. Ding dong.
There'll be much mistletoeing and hearts will be
Misty.
glowing.
When loved ones are near.
It's the most wonderful time.
Oh, it's a house wonderful time
It's the most wonderful time.
of the year.
Woo! Merry Christmas! Happy
was
New
Joe
Year!
Walsh.
Feliz Navidad! And that's all.
Joe Walsh, there's cutaways of him saying, I'm not singing. I can't sing. And then there's cutaways of Dan Proft where he's sitting there rolling his eyes, rubbing his face, like, what are you people doing? But Mike Gallagher, he does
That's a
perform.
great card. That's
He-
that's one of my favorite. It may be my favorite office
You have
presentation.
to, wait till you see it, though. We tweeted it out. I urge
Well, I don't
you.
think I really need to see it.
to- no, you need to see it because it's a lot funnier when you see it. It doesn't
I think
trans.
I got the gist.
I think that you need to see it. I think that.
I think I
you know
got the
what?
gist,
I think
yeah.
you're jealous that you're not in it.
I'm a little bit envious.
Yeah. No, that's all right.
Because I think I can outdo Mike Gallagher, both as a
Mike
radio
Gallagher was the best
personality
one.
and a singer. But go ahead.
Yeah. No, you can see it. We tweeted it out at Morning Answer, at Morning Answer Twitter handle. I'm going to retweet it. Amy Jacobson, SON.
It is a good card. It's a
and
great
then it's
card.
on our station's Facebook page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike Scott
Mike
sounded
Scott.
really good. He
Good
sounded really
job.
good to me.
No music, by the way. Everyone else got music to back them, except
I
for you
didn't.
and
No,
me.
nobody got
except for
music.
you and me. I don't know about
Justin,
that.
did you have music?
Gallagher
When I
had
recorded it, I
music.
didn't.
Wasn't there at least a pitch pipe so that you
No,
know
no,
what key to
No.
be in? Or
I
is
was-
that,
That's all right.
that the humor was that Marcus basically
He did.
in
People
his,
are in
Yeah.
different key of G, key of A. It was
his
all
insidious way of making everybody sound off
I was in
key.
the key of
Okay.
I don't know. That's what a key I was in.
There you go.
Oh.
You sounded
fun.
good.
It was a good time.
And Justin, you look great. You took up the space in the room. You were very animated. Congratulations.
The funny thing is, I didn't want to be there. I didn't want to do that.
Really?
And I'm usually, I make my parody songs and stuff, but
Yeah.
I not a big performer.
It's
in
out of
front
your
people.
comfort zone. When you go to karaoke,
Exactly.
you don't sing Alanis Morissette's "You Ought to Know,"
Oh my gosh, you
which you
don't.
should do, which is out of your comfort zone, like I do. But pretty good.
Yes. So again, look at it's on social media, Facebook and Twitter. And thanks to Marcus Brown for putting it together. Now we go into the newsroom. Here's Mike Scott.
Skies are cloudy, 42 degrees. We're watching global stocks this morning sliding after Wall Street had a not-so-good reaction to a Fed rate increase. The S&P 500 lost 1.5% after the Fed raised interest rates for the fourth time this year. Asian and European markets are in a downward slide. Pentagon planning to withdraw U.S. forces from Syria at the behest of the president. The decision announced yesterday by the president, who said he has no desire to keep U.S. troops in Syria. Retired Army General Barry McCaffrey critical of that decision.
But Iraq and Syria, we've actually done extremely well. Pulling abruptly out, leaving our allies, the Kurds, by the way, the French and the Brits have been in there with us also, is simply appalling, impulsive, bad judgment.
And the French have said this morning that they will remain in Syria. Russian President Vladimir Putin called the U.S. withdrawal the right thing to do. Interest rates are going up again.
We raised our target range for the short-term interest rates by another 1/4 percentage point.
Meantime, Republican House Speaker Paul Ryan is lamenting the current state of American politics this morning.
Genuine disagreement quickly gives way to intense distrust. We spend far more time trying to convict one another than we do trying to develop our own convictions.
Ryan warning this pulls on the threads of our common humanity and could be our unraveling. Loved ones and colleagues gathering today to remember one of 2 Chicago police officers struck and killed by a train this week on the South Side. The wake for Officer Conrad Gary will be held from 3 to 9 p.m. at the Blake Lamb Funeral Home in Oak Lawn. Funerals scheduled for tomorrow morning at St. Rita of Cascia Shrine. Gary and Officer Eddie Marmoleo were killed Monday night. Marmoleo's wake is tomorrow at Blake Lamb Funeral Home. Cook County Sheriff's officer is dead after a multi-vehicle crash in Woodridge. The victim, 27-year-old Zach Perry. Pablo Perez from Berwyn, another driver involved in the accident, was later charged with DUI. The Ricketts family apparently considered moving the Cubs out of the city of Chicago after a dispute with Mayor Emanuel. Sun-Times says private emails discussed in a Deadspin article claim Tom Ricketts was angered with the mayor in 2013 during talks concerning renovations at Wrigley Field. Well, if you're so inclined, the Bears playoff tickets slate goes on sale today starting at 1 p.m. Fans can begin purchasing tickets for a wild card game or a divisional game on Ticketmaster, online or by phone. Nets trim the Bulls at the UC 96-93. Blackhawks on the road tonight. They'll take on Dallas. Bears hit the road against the Niners Sunday, and they may do it without safety Eddie Jackson. Outside linebacker Aaron Lynch, they're both nicked up. Both sat out practice yesterday. The news, a service of Eggland's Best. Organic eggs, only the best for your family. Going organic, then go with the best. Eggland's Best organic eggs, more farm fresh taste, and 100% organic quality. Superior nutrition, too. For your family, it should be Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs. 6:34 is our time, and we'll have a check on traffic and weather coming up next on AM 560.
Hey, how would you like to have your mortgage or rent paid for an entire year? Would that qualify as a Christmas miracle? Yeah, well, it could happen if you enter and win our Christmas Mortgage Miracle Contest, running now through December 20th. But you can only win if you enter. And to do that, go to 560theanswer.com and search for the keyword miracle. That's 560theanswer.com, keyword miracle, to enter for a chance to have your mortgage or rent paid for all of 2019.
We do have a great surprise later on the show. It's the AM 560 Christmas card to our listeners.
Oh.
I can't wait for you to see it. You know what you're going to do when you see it? You're going to be mad that you weren't a part of it.
Oh.
Sorry, but it's creative, very creative. Marcus Brown put it together, our program director, so kudos to him. And kudos to those who have helped us in our Food for the Poor campaign. We're trying to feed 3,000 children this year. Personal donations keep pouring in, and we need your help to get us across the finish line. Call 844-862-HOPE. Some of our donors have been from all over, even in Malibu, California. And we thank you so much. Jeff in Wheaton, James in Arlington Heights, Cynthia in Bloomingdale. Thanks in advance for your generosity.
Here's some great news. If you missed the deadline to sign up for health insurance, or more importantly, if you signed up for a plan that you're just not happy with, you still have a choice. It's called Medi-Share. Medi-Share is a Christian healthcare sharing program that's been around for 25 years, and they have hundreds of thousands of members all across the country. And get this, over the years, Medi-Share members have shared more than $1 billion of each other's medical bills. Best of all, you could save a lot of money with Medi-Share. The typical savings for a family is about $500 a month. Your savings could be more or less, but think about what you could do with that extra money. Think you're stuck with a high-cost health plan that doesn't have a lot to offer? Well, Think again. You can join MediShare anytime, so call them today and check it out. Here's the number to find out more, and there's no pressure. They're super easy to talk to. 844-41-BIBLE. That's 844-41-BIBLE. 844-41-BIBLE.
It is 6:36, and let's get an update on the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center with Jim Talamonte.
Inbound Aiden's traffic is slow. Peterson to Montrose. It's 21 minutes. Lake Cook Junction. Outbound 19. Mount Kennedy. Scattered delays start at Cumberland. It's 33 minutes. O'Hare to downtown. 15 from Montrose. 12 in the express lane. Outbound 25 minutes downtown to the airport. Inbound Eisenhower. Heavy Wolf to Harlem and Western to Burns Circle. 44 minutes. 390 to downtown. Outbound 31. Mount Stevenson. Delays start before Harlem. Looking at 50 minutes. 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Outbound 35. Ryan, 28 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57, 18 minutes, side 8 to the merge, Bishop 426. There's road work on the northbound Veterans Memorial, Fountain Toll Plaza, and also from Findlay to St. Charles. That's traffic. I'm Jim Talamonte from the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center on AM 560 The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answers starts next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1-hour heating and air conditioning weather center. Occasional rain through the morning, high 46. A little snow may fall overnight, low 31. Cloudy, breezy, colder 36 tomorrow. 42 at O'Hare. Next news coming up at 7. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
Make sure to check out the Income Store live video stream of today's show right now at 560theanswer.com.
Listen to podcasts of Joe Walsh and Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on the AM 560 mobile app. Download it today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
So there is a God. Yesterday, guess who called Aldermanic candidate David Krupa? It was the FBI. They're investigating what happened with his signatures.
Are they going to try to entrap him like they did Michael Flynn?
No.
No, I know.
The FBI reached out and asked him to explain what happened with the 2,600 people who signed petitions to revoke the nominating signatures for Krupa that they never gave him in the first place because he never received 2,600 signatures.
He had
received
1,700 signatures. So
exactly.
Only in Chicago can you have a Blackhawk mascot, Tommy the Hawk, get into a fight with a fan and win the fight, and have more signatures in favor of revocation of a candidacy than you had in favor of the candidacy.
Well, the incumbent is backed by none other than Mike Madigan, who is the committee ward member for that area. Here's Krupa.
I think that the FBI is taking this very seriously. An FBI investigator did reach out to me, asked me what happened, and allowed me to explain what we believe to be going on. I am encouraged. I think that knowing that the FBI reached out to me, it means that somebody's listening and somebody is taking this matter seriously, which it needs to be taken seriously.
And maybe, just maybe, this could be the beginning of the end of the machine, Mike Madigan. And with that, let's go to State Rep Jeannie Ives, who is supporting and announced this week, just a few days ago, that she is backing David Krupa in his bid to be the next alderman of that ward. Good morning, Jeannie. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good.
So does this give you any hope that maybe, just maybe, the feds might inch closer to Mike Madigan?
Oh, yeah. I'm very excited about this newest development that the FBI is actually looking into the Chicago crime family, which would be Madigan and his friends. So I have a lot of hope that maybe, 2,600 people plus get prosecuted for filing false affidavits.
So, Jeannie, first of all, hello. I haven't talked to you in a long time.
Yeah. So, hello, Bruce.
I hope you supported her for governor.
Well, we had lunch together once.
I'm sorry, Jeannie.
Yeah. It was
my condolences.
So, anyway, so we've got the 13th ward now. We got the 14th ward with Burke. Rahm is now a de facto Republican. I think he's the de facto leader of the Republican Party because he's in favor of a constitutional amendment. Things are breaking our way, Jeannie, and it's all thanks to the campaign that you ran against Bruce Rauner.
I can't take credit for the FBI's activity, but look, it's the Democrats they're investigating. It's great.
Yeah,
but it needs to happen. There's more investigations that need to happen. We still know that Frank Martino's under federal investigation for his fraudulent election work that he's done. So I'm excited about this latest thing, and I appreciate the David stepping up and going forward with the challenge and not being intimidated and doing what needs to be done. And I think everybody in the state should send him $10 to keep this party going.
Yeah, and since you announced that you're backing him, he has received a number of donations. And where could we go to donate and help him?
The easiest place is to go to davidkrupa.com. It's his website, and you can donate there online.
All right. Now, a few days ago, I think it was last week, Governor Rauner came out and admitted what I had known for a long time because I had known somebody that he offered his position to. He went out and reached out to 4 people, Bruce, to say, hey, will you get on the ballot? Because he knew he was going to lose.
Bruce Rauner, in his final month as governor, revealed in an exclusive interview that he tried to convince 2 men and 2 women to run in his place this election cycle. You recruited 4 people to run for what would have been your second term.
That's correct. Yep. Wow. And I said, I'll step aside. I'll give you huge financial resources. You run for governor. I'll support you. You have as good or better chance to get elected than me. All 4 of them said no. Too tough, too unlikely, too difficult.
So, Jeannie, why did you say no when Rauner asked you to step in his place? What?
No. Look, first of all, that's what's so stupid. I mean, he doesn't even understand process. It wasn't his sort of election seat to give away. He doesn't make that decision, and I just find this so pathetic. I mean, it's just embarrassing for Republicans statewide that this guy ever had such a powerful position in our party.
Well, it's just fraudulent, too. I mean, the fact that, because I know he was offering somebody that I know $5 to $10 million to take it. Like, here, just take this, and I will support you. I'll go down the campaign trail with you. And it's so disappointing because I wanted you to win so badly. And it's just heartbreaking.
Thank you. I mean, we think that people are like, oh, she couldn't have won against JB. Nobody knows that. Yeah. Nobody knows what would have happened. We would have had serious policy debates that JB could not squeeze through and squeeze out of. I mean, he cheated all voters by doing it this way and by not working hard. And he also essentially revealed why the legislation he signed in 2017 was so anti-Republican and against our party platform. It's because he didn't care. He said in that interview he already had figured out he couldn't be reelected in early 2017. So it set up everything, the tsunami effect of the blue wave that affected every single district statewide because he was such a weak candidate.
And it affected everything else on the ballot.
Everything, including in my district. I mean, I have to confess, I've only been interested in politics in a peripheral manner the last couple of years because if I'm not making money off it as a talk show host, I don't pay that much attention.
You should always be paying attention regardless.
I got the New York Times crossword puzzle to fill out and Words with Friends. I got other things to do. But I go into the booth and I vote for Randy Hultgren, and I think he's going to win because, how can you lose in that district? And then I read this quote afterwards, and it's from you about the woman who now represents me, and it's like it's like you're beside yourself. You're ready to tear your hair out because it's a 32-year-old woman who lives with her parents who's representing me right now. It's like one of my kids.
Yeah,
my kids aren't even out of the house.
Look, she's just another Democrat who, appears to have participated in voter fraud. I mean, what's with these guys? They can't win fair and square, so they'll do anything possible to win by cheating. And, she's another one. She voted absentee in Illinois while still being registered to vote in Washington, D.C., and not having been a resident here for 30 days prior to the election, which is required.
It's just unbelievable.
So that's actually getting elevated, too. The Democrats are being looked into for that, for voter fraud.
What's a little fraud? The big story is she lived with her parents.
Yeah.
You can't be... I mean, you got to be 35 years old, a U.S. citizen to be the president of the United States. I say there's got to be something in the Constitution that if you want to be a congressperson, you can't live with your parents. We got to amend the Constitution. I'm an originalist and everything, but we got to amend the Constitution.
Well, for me, the biggest, the most fraudulent behavior with her is that she said that she saw patients. She filmed a commercial in a dental office near her house, wearing a white coat and had a stethoscope on and seeing patients. She's never seen a patient in her life. That commercial was so misleading and wrong. Yeah, she might have a pre-existing heart condition, maybe. I don't know. But who doesn't really?
Look, and you know what? Now look at who's
that.
more misleading. Who's more misleading, the Democrats or the head of our ticket, Bruce Rauner? They've all lied to everybody about everything, and they're going to continue to do it in 2019. It's just I can't wait for voters to wake up. So
it's not going to happen. I can guarantee you that.
No, it'll happen.
It's
going
Move
to be a slow
out of
roll.
Illinois, Jeannie. 300 people a day moving out of Illinois.
Yeah.
I mean, do the math. I think that's like 90,000 a year, isn't it? Something like
This
that.
already is not ending well. I mean, I don't know where these pensioners think that their pensions are going to come from if we don't change things. We couldn't be more anti-business in this state. And the Democrats have, they flunk every single scorecard when business rates their votes. Every single Democrat has a failing grade.
We're going to tax the millionaires. And it's not going to go trickle down the taxes to the ordinary citizens because, you can always milk the millionaires. I mean, that's the Pritzker plan. I think the ultimate plan, of course, is the bailout. The next Democratic administration that comes in will bail out Illinois. It's got to be that way. Even though you got Rahm right now that he's out of politics, he's suggesting a constitutional amendment.
Well, he's finally addressing the pension deficit.
Where was he when he was the mayor of the city
Because it wasn't
of Chicago?
convenient for him. He didn't want to lose constituents. Jeannie, I wanted to ask you about the fundraising referendum that was rejected in November by voters in Hinsdale because now they're saying they're threatening the kids with canceling football, swimming, and wrestling. Listen to this kid that has been brainwashed.
The first week that we were in the water, there were 3 kids that came down with a cough. Every single other high school pool that I've been to where my son has competed is significantly better.
Who doesn't have a cold right now or a cough? Well, they're saying that their swimming pool's bad, so they're going to cancel swimming.
Thinks?
I know, but they're the ones that are.
The
they're going to go. They're good grassroots. They're going to go door to door and try to get people to vote for this new referendum, $130 million ballot measure on April 2nd. So they're using the scare tactic to say we're going to take away your sports if you don't give us what we want.
Look, the Red Devils need to get a little devilish about all this, quite frankly. I mean, my oldest son competed against Hinsdale Central in football. I mean, they were one of the top teams to beat. We were thrilled when we beat them in the 2009, which set up an undefeated season for us. And here I am bragging about football, but in my kids.
Let's do it. I love it.
That's what it's about. Come on, give me a break. This is really important stuff to kids, not to mention every one of these administrators will tell you, we have to support the whole child. We need to develop the whole child. These activities they're all important, except when they're going to, dip into the budget, and then there's not going to be enough money for the administrators, and they're highly compensated.
Well, I've got a great idea.
Which is what this is really about. That's what this is
Jeannie,
really about.
one of our
They
Twitter
want the money from the referendum so they can spike contracts in the future.
Well, what they should do at Hinsdale is what people do in CPS. Certain schools, we pay a student activity fee of $250 to $300 a child so that they could participate in sports. That is enough to pay the coaches.
Their athletic
that is enough
fee,
to
I
get.
looked it up. It's only $115. It's lower than what we pay here in Wheaton. And you know what? We don't have a swimming pool either. We have a co-op team between Wheaton North and Wheaton South, and they practice, I believe, at Wheaton College. I mean, so they can use other community resources for their swim teams, and they can charge more for their athletic fees. And in fact, sports like lacrosse, we paid well over $1,000 a year for our kids to play lacrosse at Wheaton Warrenville South. And you know what? If you divide up the amount of money for football by the number of players, it's like $725. The math is not hard to do. I mean, whatever. Charge these people. Or get private coaches and stop paying these teachers that are then spiking their pensions with the stipend that they get for coaching. One or the other, but these athletics are very important to kids.
Well,
it's very. I told him yesterday I would be in jail if I didn't have sports.
Jeannie, one of our Twitter followers, Dan Proft, suggested yesterday, I saw that this is how the school districts hold the voters and the programs hostage. It's like when the federal government says they're going to close down during a shutdown the national parks. They take the swimming pools and all these popular programs, the football program, and they say, well, you can't have it anymore. Meanwhile, the compensation packages are north of $200,000 a year for a lot of these people. And it's not just teachers, it's administrators as well.
Yeah, but okay, here's the other thing. Did you notice that the announcement of the cuts came like the day after the last day to file to run for school board?
Oh.
How
See?
cynical
We're so
can
glad
you
we
be?
had you on. We're both like, oh, we didn't know.
I mean, give me a break, people.
So, Jeannie,
you're
as
getting
you're
played
almost
by these teacher
know.
unions. That's all that's happening here.
So-
and these administrators.
Yeah.
And it's not $130 million either. It's well over $200 million when you include the interest. And they never do that. This is a massive tax increase.
What does your future hold? I know you have some dwindling days left in Springfield, and what's next?
I haven't really got a formal agreement to do anything with anybody. But I do feel motivated to still connect dots for people on policy and just the nuances of what's going on. And so I think in some degree I'm going to obviously keep active with my big email list and a new website that people can go to, and they can find out what's going on in Springfield and around and how it really affects them at the local
I've got
level.
your
I think I'll
email
be doing
list.
something like that, and then who knows what else.
Yeah, I got your email list because I'm a Netflix subscriber, and Facebook gave it to Netflix, which gave it to me. So I got your email list, and I'm going to take advantage, and I'm going to make all the dough. So you go do something else.
Well, thank you so much, State Rep Jeannie Ives. Thank you for all that you've done for the Republican Party and all that you've done in Springfield. And we will.
Let's
this
do
is not
lunch,
the end for
Jeannie.
you.
Let's
we know
do
that.
lunch again.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
do lunch,
let's
Bruce.
do lunch
Great to hear from you. Thank you, Amy, for having me on.
Yep. Happy holidays. And she joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
It's like a hot, steaming cup of information to start your day. It's Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
I'm Lou Dobbs. Airbnb pushing for more smoke alarms. Americans returning more gifts before Christmas, and Obamacare signups dropping by 4%. Those stories next.
If you could do something to protect your family with just 10 minutes effort, would you bother? If something should ever happen to you, that 10-minute effort could mean the difference between hardship and financial security for your loved ones. Life insurance is something most people don't like to think about. Too many people do nothing until it's too late. The reason? People expect it'll be a big hassle. Ethos changes all that. Ethos is modern life insurance for people who don't have the time for fine print, extra doctor's appointments, or hidden fees. Ethos is affordable. It only takes about 10 minutes to apply online, and you'll be taking the first step in ensuring your family has the help they need to maintain the life you're building for them, even if the unexpected happens. Ethos brings you choices that don't require an in-person meeting with an agent, and in most cases, there's no need for a doctor's appointment. Ethos, life insurance for the 21st century. Apply online in just 10 minutes. Get a free quote now at getethos.com. That's getethos.com. Getethos.com.
Short-term rental company Airbnb wants more of its client properties to have smoke alarms and carbon monoxide detectors as well. Airbnb now alerting guests before they book a property if the host hasn't reported installing the devices. Sign-ups for Obamacare fell 4% this year. Uncertainty over the health care law swirling after a ruling by a Texas federal judge. And for the first time in memory, delivery company UPS says its busiest day for returns of holiday gifts will come before Christmas this year. UPS projecting it handled 1.5 million returns yesterday alone. They added that Hanukkah fell in early December this year, contributing to that higher record number of returns. Please join me for Lou Dobbs tonight at 7 o'clock and 10 Eastern on the Fox Business Network. This is the Lou Dobbs Financial Report.
This is Dan Proft with 60 Seconds of Sanity for Upstream-Ideas.com. Lots of people would have told you to abort that baby. You didn't do that. I know that was hard. I want you to know that no matter what, I know that you always did the best you knew how to do, and look how it turned out. Those are the touching words Oprah Winfrey used to say goodbye to her mother, who passed away on Thanksgiving Day this year. Look how it turned out indeed. Vernita Lee's daughter is now a billionaire, instantly identified the world over by the mere utterance of her first name. Oprah may not preach what her mom practiced, but thankfully more Americans are choosing Vernita Lee's example over her daughter's. In the last decade, abortions in the United States have declined 25%, according to the CDC. Even as secular humanism has poisoned so many American institutions, sacred and civic, prayer warriors, Planned Parenthood defectors, and the pregnancy centers who tend to families in crisis are winning hearts and minds. As we celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ, we should also celebrate that the culture of life is beating back cultural Marxism.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.
I had cancer. I have fibromyalgia. I have nerve damage and fatigue. I have thalassemia. I'm hypoglycemic. So my life since cancer, I've had to learn how to live with it. But starting Balance of Nature, I felt it the first month. I felt different. it made such a difference that now I wake up, my head feels clearer, I have more energy. Very rarely does my body cramp up anymore. It's the best thing. It's just amazing. I don't know what to say. I just would not be what I am today if I didn't start Balance of Nature.
For a limited time, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 35% off your first preferred set of fruits and veggies and have them shipped to you free. Call 800-246-8751 or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
Hey guys, Ken here from the hit podcast Today's Growth. We all know increasing revenue's tough, but did you know that 100% of main sources of income fail? The odds are 100% that your current main source of income will someday no longer exist. 439 of 1955's original Fortune 500 are no longer around, yet their industries and even their product lines still thrive. What happened to these companies? Simple. They didn't believe that 100% of main sources of income fail. They never added a second revenue model. For years, my friends at Income Store have helped both households and businesses build second, third, and even fourth revenue streams. When it comes to helping people create their next revenue model, both Forbes and Inc. recommend Income Store as a can't miss. Could your household or business use an additional revenue model that doesn't solely depend on you? If so, you need to check out IncomeStore.com. That's IncomeStore.com.
Signature Bank is Chicago's fastest growing independently owned business bank. It's a bank where relationships still matter. Signature Bank knows your name and your story. I'm Dan Proft, and I know this because Signature Bank is my business bank.
Hi, I'm Brian Duncan, co-founder of Signature Bank. Born and raised in Chicagoland, my partners and I knew this city needed a locally owned business bank. As fellow entrepreneurs, we know the challenges facing businesses, and we are invested in our customers' success. We are here to build mutually beneficial, long-term, lasting relationships with our customers. We look forward to helping our customers reach their goals every day, and we are here to see them succeed. At Signature Bank, you work directly with decision makers who understand your business and can deliver on their promises.
Signature Bank is looking for their next success story. To learn more about turning your business vision into reality, visit signaturebank.bank. Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
AM 560, The Answer.
Bruce, what about this song?
It's too easy.
Oh, here, sing it.
Dasher and Dancer, Donner and Blitzen.
In the frosty air. We have to do something tomorrow. We have to. It's for the 8:35 slot.
You wanted to break tradition. You didn't want to sing this year.
We want to thank our business benefactors, a $2,500 donation to Food for the Poor, helping the children in Haiti. It's tax deductible. The money goes to Food for the Poor, and as a way of saying thank you, we give you 40 60-second commercials. Many companies are doing it. Bridges Restaurant, Michigan City. We've got C.H. Hansen in Naperville, Advanced Design Studio, Grace Lutheran Church, Anderson Concrete Pumping. Just call Anjanette at 847-472-8951. That's Anjanette. Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, the abrupt move in foreign policy via Twitter. Trump says ISIS is defeated. But first, into the newsroom we go. Here is Mike Scott.
Awake today for a Chicago police officer struck and killed by a Metra train. WIND Chicago News Time, 7 o'clock.
Do we want to be there forever? I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. President Trump asked that in a series of tweets defending yesterday's decision to pull U.S. troops out of Syria.
Our young women, our men, they're all coming back, and they're coming back now. We won.
The president says we beat ISIS. Time for Russia, Iran, and Syria and many others to fight ISIS by themselves. Adding in his tweets, does the USA want to be the policeman of the Middle East, getting nothing but spending precious lives and trillions of dollars? Some of his fellow Republicans think it's a bad decision. Fox's Rachel Sutherland live in Washington.
Dave, there's bipartisan outrage over the president's decision. Republican Senator Lindsey Graham says ISIS is still a threat.
They will reemerge under the right conditions.
Democratic Senator Jeanne Shaheen called the move dangerous and premature.
And wholly inconsistent with the facts on the ground in Syria.
GOP Senator Rand Paul supports the decision, tweeting, "I am happy to see a president who can declare victory and bring our troops out of a war." The Trump administration says the U.S. could return to Syria if necessary. Dave?
Richard, the president also just tweeted Democrats are beginning to realize he won't sign any of their legislation unless it has perfect border security. So what might that mean for the spending bill the Senate just approved? It would avert a government shutdown this weekend, but does not give the president the $5 billion in new wall funding he demanded. If the House goes along, Republicans like Mark Meadows want the president to veto the bill.
Let's build the wall and make sure that we do our job in Congress.
Well, months after President Trump met with Kim Jong-un, saying he made great progress getting North Korea to denuclearize, that country said today it will never unilaterally give up its weapons unless the U.S. first removes its nuclear threat. Drones flying around Britain's second busiest airport, Gatwick, are grounding planes again today. This man's flight was diverted.
We essentially spent 12 hours on the plane.
Thousands of holiday travelers have been affected since last night. No flights in or out. Police believe whoever's operating the drones is doing it deliberately. This is Fox News.
Cloudy skies, some light rain showers through the area right now. We expect that rain to continue throughout the morning. At 7:02 on AM 560, The Answer. Good morning, everyone. I'm Mike Scott. Loved ones and colleagues are gathering to remember one of the two Chicago police officers struck and killed by a train this week on the south side. A wake for Officer Conrad Gary will be held at the Blake Lamb Funeral Home in Oak Lawn from 3 to 9 p.m. tonight. A funeral scheduled for tomorrow morning at St. Rita of Cascia Shrine in Chicago. Gary and Officer Eddie Marmoleo were killed Monday night near 103rd and Cottage Grove, searching for a shooting suspect. That man, who was being chased by the Chicago officers, is due in court today. Edward Brown was charged yesterday with aggravated unlawful use of a weapon and reckless discharge of a firearm. Cook County Sheriff's officer is dead after a multi-vehicle crash in Woodridge. Authorities identified the victim in Monday's collision as 27-year-old Zach Perry. Pablo Perez from Berwyn, another driver who was injured involved in that accident, was later charged with DUI. Cook County judge will move the date of her ruling in the cover-up trial in connection with the Laquan McDonald police shooting to next month. Justice Dominica Stevenson delayed the verdict for 3 current or former Chicago police officers to January 15. The Sierra Club is asking a federal judge to put limits on coal ash ponds at Central Illinois power plants. The group claims the coal ash is contaminating groundwater at plants in Peoria, Montgomery, and Massac counties. Chicago sports. Nets edge the Bulls 96-93. Blackhawks are on the road to take on Dallas later tonight. The news is a service of Lowe's. Come into Lowe's for deals on everything you need for under the tree, like the DeWalt 2-tool 20-volt max cordless combo kit for just $149. Holiday savings start with Lowe's. DeWalt offer valid through 1/31/2019. While supplies last, see store for details. U.S. only. 7:04 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Hey, how would you like to have your mortgage or rent paid for an entire year? Would that qualify as a Christmas miracle? Yeah, well, it could happen if you enter and win our Christmas Mortgage Miracle Contest, running now through December 20th. But you can only win if you enter. And to do that, go to 560theanswer.com and search for the keyword miracle. That's 560theanswer.com. Keyword miracle to enter for a chance to have your mortgage or rent paid for all of 2019.
When you buy a new Ford F-Series truck during our holiday sales event, you're not just buying a truck. You're sending a message to the world that says, yeah, I can help. Because now you're the friend with the Ford truck. You'll move coworkers, haul lumber, and build everything from tree houses to Serenity sheds. Now you're the one everyone counts on, and you wouldn't have it any other way. Ford F-Series, built for the holidays. Built Ford proud.
And now for a limited time, you can bring home a new F-150 with 0% financing for 72 months, only at your Ford dealer. Not all buyers will qualify for Ford credit financing. 72 months at $1,389 per month per $1,000 financed, regardless of down payment, is available on 18 model year F-150, excludes Raptor. For all offers, take new retail delivery from an authorized Ford dealer stock by 1/2/19. See dealer or go to buyfordnow.com for qualifications and complete details.
Do your gums bleed? Have you been told that you have gum disease? Are you missing teeth? The doctors at PerioCare can help. This is Dr. Russell Sakala, and I am a periodontist. I specialize in the treatment of gum disease to save teeth and dental implants to replace missing teeth. Did you know that gum disease has been linked to a variety of other health problems, including heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and increases the risk of premature birth? The good news is the doctors at PerioCare are specialists in the area of treating gum disease and the placement of dental implants. We treat the whole patient and use the most contemporary treatment options that best fit your condition. Our primary goal is to restore your dental health and replace missing teeth to maintain your general health. I'm a veteran and I support veterans. PerioCare offers a discount for those who have served. PerioCare, where a healthy smile means a healthy body. For a consultation, call 773-631-0344 or visit us at periocare.com.
There's still a chance to give the gift of a Peloton bike. When you order the bike by 12/20, you get a free welcome gift, so you'll still have Peloton under the tree this holiday. See onepeloton.com. That's onepeloton.com, or visit them at 520 Michigan Avenue, Oakbrook Center, and Westfield Old Orchard.
7:07 and a check on the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here's Jim Talamonte.
In North Aurora, traffic is heavy on 31 between Oak and Moose Park, where there's a crash. Carroll Stream got a collision on Trail at North Avenue. North on Tri-State, delays are from 95th to 75th, from the Stevenson to 31st, and from the Reagan Tollway to the Grand Avenue curve. On Eden, it's 20 minutes Lake Cook to the junction. Outbound, it's 23. Kennedy inbound delays are to Cumberland. 38 minutes O'Hare to downtown. 18 from Montrose, 15 in the Express. Outbound 31 minutes downtown to O'Hare. On Eisenhower, 45 minutes, 390 to downtown. Outbound 36. Stevenson, 58 minutes, 355 for Lakeshore Drive. Outbound 37. Ryan, 30 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57, 19 minutes, 90 to the Merge. Bishop, 431. That's traffic. I'm Jim Talamonte from the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center on AM 560 The Answer.
And Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1-hour heating and air conditioning weather center. Here's our meteorologist, Steve Williams.
Today, cloudy with occasional rain, high 46. Clouds and a bit of rain this evening. Maybe a snow shower late, low 31. Cloudy, breezy, and colder for tomorrow with a daytime high 36. I'm Steve Williams on AM 560. The Answer.
42 at O'Hare. It is 44 along the lakefront and 41 this morning in Aurora. Drizzle reported at Aurora and Waukegan this morning. Next news at 7:30. And Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560. The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by the Alpha Wealth Group, bringing the trilogy of estate, tax, and investment planning together. Visit alphawealthgroup.com for a free report.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
So have we defeated ISIS in Syria, and should we be pulling out some 2,000 troops? 312-642-5600 is our turnkey.pro answer line. 64636, type in DA, then a quick comment. President Trump changed an abrupt move in foreign policy via Twitter, and then doubled down when he released a video via Twitter saying pretty much that we have beat ISIS in Syria.
We've been fighting for a long time in Syria. I've been president for almost 2 years, and we've really stepped it up. And we have won against ISIS. We've beaten them, and we've beaten them badly. We've taken back the land, and now it's time for our troops to come back home. I get very saddened when I have to write letters or call parents or wives or husbands of soldiers who have been killed fighting for our country. It's a great honor. We cherish them, but it's heartbreaking. There's no question about it. It's heartbreaking. Now we've won. It's time to come back. They're getting ready. You're going to see them soon. These are great American heroes. These are great heroes of the world because they fought for us, but they've killed ISIS, who hurts the world. And we're proud to have done it. And I'll tell you, they're up there looking down on us. And there is nobody happier or more proud of their families to put them in a position where they've done such good for so many people.
So basically, President Trump was invoking our dead soldiers, saying that they would endorse his withdrawal from Syria.
He's like Haley Joel Osment in The Sixth Sense. He speaks to dead people.
I mean,
that's very good.
Is this disrespectful? I mean, the Pentagon thrown off by this, the Department of Defense, State Department. The Pentagon released a statement saying the campaign against ISIS is not over and that we're just transitioning to a new phase. 312-642-5600, turnkey.pro answer line.
So what do we have, like about
I know that
a million
he's provocative.
troops?
Well, we have 2,000 troops
2,000
in eastern Syria. And we were doing well. I mean, according to Richard Engel, who has been infiltrated with troops in eastern Syria, he said it's been, a secret and successful campaign that we've killed 60,000 ISIS fighters over the years. And also just taking Trump to task over this, pretty much every Republican that I can think of, that's Corker, of course, but he's leaving. But still, Lindsey Graham and our very own Adam Kinzinger.
When I say establishment, I'm talking about Mike Pompeo, I think, Mattis, everybody. We didn't see this coming. This is a devastating blow, if in fact this happens, a devastating blow to the continuing fight against ISIS. This gives huge impetus to Iran to continue their presence in Syria. And if we have to vacate our base in Al Tanf, which straddles a very important highway, which connects Iran to Israel, basically, that would be a devastating blow to our allies in Israel. I don't understand where this is coming from.
So we're
it's
just
coming to appeasing Erdogan, probably.
Well, we're just giving up the Middle East to Russia. We're just going to pull out of there. I honestly,
we're abandoning the Kurds, and we gave our word to the Kurds. We gave our word to the Kurds.
Well, here's the deal. Yes, what happens to our partners, the Kurds, and Adam Kinzinger addressed that.
Well, Turkey doesn't like the Kurds. The president, from what we understand, had a conversation with Mr. Erdogan of Turkey, and then the president immediately said, we're getting out of Syria. What does that mean for the Kurds? I think it means some really bad things. If I'm the Kurds right now, or if I'm any future group that's looking to work with the United States or ally with the United States, I'm going to point to this and say, see, once again, you didn't keep your word. And this also, Dana, is on the heels of finding out about 3 weeks ago that an American citizen was tortured and murdered by Bashar al-Assad. We found out that was done in 2016, about 3 weeks ago. On the heels of that now, the president is announcing a complete and precipitous withdrawal from Syria. I do not understand this.
Yeah. Like he said, we gave our word to the Kurds.
Everybody's heard about the word. We gave our word to the Kurds. Word. Now we're a turd. We're breaking our word. Word to the turds.
This song is absurd.
We did give our word to the Kurds. Marco Rubio.
Small or large?
Well, he's saying this is a colossal mistake and that's going to haunt this administration. And isn't this exactly what President Obama did when he pulled our troops out of Iraq, claiming victory?
And if this is happening, if this is in fact within 24 hours, the devastating result is going to be mind-blowing. And we can no longer look back at 2011 when Obama left Iraq, which I think was a huge mistake, and frankly was one of the impetus, knowing that was coming, for me running for Congress in the first place. To see something like that happen, know that led to the rise of ISIS, and then repeat the exact same thing. I want to support President Trump in every way I can, but on something like this, you have to look at this and go, this is going to be devastating for foreign policy. And I don't even think we begin to know the ramifications.
Thank you. So the basically what Trump is saying is that ISIS is a JV team now, right? Which is
what
Obama said.
Here's the thing, though. Remember what President Trump said on the campaign trail. He has said all along that he's going to end it in Syria.
We're knocking the hell out of ISIS. We'll be coming out of Syria very soon. Let the other people take care of it now.
Yeah, but he also criticized Obama for getting out too soon of Iraq. So, he does it whatever way, whatever. Who knows what inspired him?
Doing it via Twitter. No, I know. I have the answer because here on The Answer, we have an answer.
Sure. What's the question?
Well, why is he doing this now, and why didn't he tell the Pentagon, Department of Defense, State Department? This is a distraction from the border wall funding issue. Again, a distraction from the border wall funding
Little
issue.
misdirection.
I didn't even get to say it because you're interrupting me.
You just said it.
I know it's a distraction. This to draw everyone's attention away from the border wall funding. He's creating something else shiny in the room for us to look at. 312-642-5600 is our turnkey.pro answer line. Art in McHenry. We are doing so well the first 4 days.
I know.
Hi, Art. How are you?
Good morning. After everything we've learned this week and the way the last 2 years ago, and I really think Trump's on the Democrat side. I think he's just made us feel like he was on our side, but at the last second, he's been flip-flopping, giving them everything they want. They're going to take him down, and he's not going to do nothing about it. He's not fighting for himself. He's not fighting for his family anymore. This is just disgusting.
Art.
People like Hillary, all these people, examples need to be made out of them.
Art, I got to
You
tell
know,
you.
they make examples out of the poorest person for making the smallest mistake when it comes to breaking laws. But these politicians could do it nonstop, and there's nothing we could say or do about it. And it drives me freaking crazy.
You know, the latest
All right,
thing,
thanks, Art.
the latest thing is that North Korea is coming out. This is news on Twitter just a couple of minutes ago. That North Korea says we're not denuclearizing. Trump misrepresented what went on in Singapore. This is not a great year-end thing. We're losing the wall. We're losing Syria. We're losing
it's
North Korea.
ISIS, yes.
Mike Flynn's going to jail. Yeah.
Let's go to Dan, who joins us from Libertyville. Good morning, Dan.
Good morning. Thank you for taking my call.
Thanks for calling
Let me
in.
start off first with saying that Senator misrepresented the facts when he said Khashoggi was a U.S. citizen. He was not a U.S. citizen, and you want to know the truth, he wasn't a journalist either.
No.
He was the son of an arms dealer that sold materials to our enemies, so I don't really feel any love lost for him. In regards to Syria, pull out. Bring our people home for Christmas. Let us have our American citizens back on our turf to take care of our people. Their families would love to see them. This idea of going to the Middle East and staying there forever because somebody might do something is like asking a cop to stay in a woman's house after her abusive husband has left because he may come back.
That's an
We
interesting
go in there-
analogy. How
Yeah,
about
that is.
having the cops in Englewood? Should we have them in Englewood so that they don't come up
have-
to Libertyville, Dan?
We have cops in Englewood that are useless.
Well, maybe
They
have
stand
them
there
be
and watch the
useful
people
because,
get
they're
shot.
coming for you in Libertyville, Dan, and they're coming soon.
God, you're crazy.
Yeah,
All right,
that,
thanks,
that makes
Dan.
a lot of sense. That makes a lot
Yeah,
of
you
sense.
make a lot of
So-
sense, too.
All
Yeah,
right,
nice
bye.
analogy. Leave the cop in the house with the woman. You want another World Trade Center? Fine. We'll wait because that's the American way.
Thanks, Dan, for the phone call.
Pearl Harbor anniversary just a couple
Let's
of
go
weeks
to
ago.
Ed, who's on to something, kind of what I'm on to.
Hi,
Hi,
I
Ed.
think this is how you doing? A nice week with Dan Glenn. Bruce doing a great job as always.
Thanks, Ed.
Facetiously saying. I think this is a situation where once again you see Trump moving the ball away from the attention on him. The Trump Foundation is being shut down for criminal investigations. There's an article about he had a signed agreement with Moscow to do a Trump Tower while running for president. Now this
He
is
never
gonna be
got
off
a
the
Trump
headlines
Tower
because
in
they're talking
But
about-
he signed the paperwork,
he
and
did an
Giuliani
agreement.
lied, and then because
He
they
did
came
an
up.
agreement, Bruce.
Ed, you're going to
He signed-
regret that you
signed it.
said you enjoyed hearing me this week. You're going to regret it.
All right,
I
hey.
know.
Thank you,
I
Ed.
already regret it. but okay.
Thanks, Ed, for the phone call. Joe joins us from Franklin Park.
Hey, Joe, what do you know?
Yeah. Hey, since we're independent on oil now, I've yet to see somebody make a really good argument on why we're even in the Middle East at all. Pull those guys back. You want to know what? Pull them back and have them build the wall. Thank you.
There you go.
Oh,
right.
there
We
you go.
Fortress America. We don't have to worry about anything because, it takes like at least 6 months to a year for the pilgrims to cross the Atlantic. It's a small world after all.
Isn't that a ride at Disney World?
We don't care about Iran taking over the Middle East. It's not going to hit us at some point. You don't think so? 2001
I wonder
was
how our
many years
allies
ago?
in Israel feel this morning.
Oh, who cares
in Russia,
about
they're
Israel?
happy. Oh,
Right,
they're
who
happy.
cares about Israel? Right?
Excuse me?
I care.
You care, yes.
But I'm part
You
of
don't think
I'm part of
President
the
Trump
Zion-
cares? President Trump cares deeply about Israel.
I'm part of the Zionist conspiracy.
Okay, we'll get to that in the 9 o'clock hour. Oh, wait, we don't have a 9 o'clock hour. Bill in Crown Point, good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are you this morning?
Good.
I'd like to see if I can look at this in a little different perspective on things. We're talking about, troops with feet on the ground. We're in this age where we have smart technology anymore, guys. We've got drones. We have electronics. We're talking about bringing these troops home, and let's emphasize on utilizing the technology at hand to our discretion. But at the same time, as many others have already mentioned, it's time for somebody else to start taking on the toll of this stuff. Whether our allies are going to step up and start contributing to the the safety and the sanctity of everything else surrounding us.
Bill, here's the
the
problem. We're not quite there. We're almost there. We're still like a decade or so away from your dream of the technology taking over. I mean, it has to a large extent, but we're not quite there. You still need some boots. This isn't like Vietnam where we lost 50,000 people.
How many?
Some boots.
We lost 67.
67,
and we've killed 60,000 ISIS fighters.
I mean, and you never want anybody to die. Not at all. And you don't want to waste. Spend one more penny on defense than you have to. But this was a very light footprint in Syria, and we don't want to have to relearn the lesson of ISIS that we just learned in 2011. Am I wrong, Bill? Apparently I am.
I think the Syria thing is going to be a little different than the age of Barack Obama. Under the circumstances, that was still an incredibly hair-on-fire moment over there when he pulled our troops out of there. So, and that was his campaign promise when he got into office.
Yep.
I'm going to pull these people out of there. And it was premature. And quite truthfully, that was a big, big mistake.
But
we
I
have
just,
to balance
it's
the two.
Right, but it's thank you for the phone call,
Thank you,
Bill.
Bill.
It's just disrespectful to me that President Trump didn't consult, not even Mike Pompeo, the Department of Defense, John Bolton.
Bolton just said in September, we're staying there. So he surrounds himself with these people, and they're doing it for the good of the country because they think that Trump will do something harebrained like this. But then, they got to shrug their shoulders.
And does it via Twitter. Oh, Don in Arlington Heights, God's country.
Good morning. Gee, a whopping 2,000 troops. Oh, my God, what's going to happen? If Trump sends in 4,000 troops, he'll be criticized. If he brings troops home, he'll be criticized. The man has no room for error ever. 2,000 troops. Give me a break. We got 58,000 guys dead in Vietnam.
Right.
So,
But I think
over.
you're making the other.
Bring them home.
See, that's the thing. And I'm making the same point. It's 2,000 troops. That's not a lot of troops. And we're not losing them either. So
but it's
not
sending
a
the
big,
message. Putin's happy about this. Tehran is happy about this.
right.
This is great. They can go over, take the land, take the oil.
It's not a big price to pay for a little stability in that area so that ISIS doesn't reconstitute.
Right.
Okay.
Because they'll come back. Oh, they'll come back.
You're listening to Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggie capsules contain 100% vine-ripened fruits and vegetables, tested pure with no pesticides, fillers, or additives of any kind. And it is undeniably one of the most effective whole food supplements on the market today. You might ask, how can over 10 servings of 31 fruits and vegetables fit into 6 vegetarian capsules? Fruits and vegetables are on an average 85% water, some a little higher, some a little lower. Balance of Nature uses cold vacuum technology to take out the water and air, leaving only whole food, which maintains 99.9% of its original nutritional value. Along with diet and exercise, Mother Nature provides fruits and vegetables to help us maintain good health. Make sense? To order, go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751. That's 1-800-246-8751 and use discount code CHICAGO.
Got a text message from our good friend Steve on 88. Bruce, don't be a turd. That song was absurd.
Which is, I borrowed the Steve absurd word for my revised edition of We Gave Our Word to the Kurds, which will be part of our Christmas album.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Oh, and by the way, quickly, Bruce and I always sing a song at 8:35 on the Friday before Christmas week.
Sure.
Any suggestions? 64636, type in DA. Then a quick comment.
I have the perfect Christmas or any other occasion gift for just about everybody on your list. I suggest the MyPillow Holiday 4-pack offer. You can get 2 premium MyPillows and 2 Go Anywhere MyPillows, plus free shipping, all for the normal price of 1 premium MyPillow. Think about that for a second. You give 1, 2, 3, or even 4 gifts, all for the price of 1. Or if you still don't have a MyPillow for yourself, keep 1 and gift the rest. And the money-back offer is extended through March 1st. Not only that, but you can still get 30% off everything else, including the MyPillow mattress topper and pet beds you've heard Amy rave about. Just be sure to use the promo code Amy. To get the MyPillow 4-pack offer with free shipping and the 30% discount on everything else, including mattress toppers and pet beds, visit MyPillow.com or call 800-489-0201. That's 800-489-0201. And don't forget to use the promo code Amy. That's MyPillow.com, promo code Amy.
Hi, I'm Tom Sadeka, President and CEO of Precision Payroll of America. We're the 35-year-old company whose first employee and first client are still working together. We have so many wonderful clients, but with me today is someone very special.
Hi, I'm Charlie Kirk, founder of Turning Point USA. We are a nonprofit student organization battling the bias and indoctrination in America's high schools and colleges every day. We are on over 1,000 campuses and continue to grow. Precision Payroll has been there since day one and has helped us immensely as we grew to a truly national organization. No one in the business is better than Precision Payroll. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you, Charlie. What you're doing is so important. To learn more and help, go to tpusa.com. That's tpusa.com.
And for your business, let Precision Payroll make a difference for you. Call Tom at 630-242-1507. That's 630-242-1507. Or online at precisionpayroll.com.
Thank you, Charlie.
AM 560, The Answer.
We're reviewing songs to sing, okay? Have you seen this new Macaulay Culkin? He's back.
Yes.
He is back in that house in Winnetka where they filmed Home Alone, Home Alone 2, Home Alone 14. You remember those?
Godfather 3. I remember it.
So he's got a new gig.
They always bring me back.
Mom? Dad? Hey, Google, what's on my calendar today?
You have one event called House to Yourself.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Google, add aftershave to my shopping list. Hey, Google, remind me to clean these sheets later.
Okay, I'll remind you.
Too bad AC
Someone's at the front door.
What do I owe you?
Looks like you paid online. Keep the change, you filthy animal. Okay, cool.
Hey, Google, turn down the temperature 2 degrees.
And then the bad guys pull up in the van.
Hey, Google, begin Operation Kevin.
Operation Kevin underway.
And he has these cardboard cutouts of people, so it looks like the house is filled with people
So
having a party.
It's the current 46-year-old Macaulay Culkin doing this?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's
brilliant.
got
I love it.
Is it better than the Elton John Your Song commercial that he does? Did you see that one a few weeks ago?
No.
It was very, very good. But so he's doing this. Speaking of Home Alone, did you hear this couple or parents of children are being charged with some kind of malfeasance?
Well, it's called child endangerment.
Child endangerment because they left their kids home alone to watch Home Alone. That's meta news, folks.
Really?
They were left home alone to watch Home Alone.
Because it really wanted to scare them? Like, you're
No,
really going to be home
they were-
alone to
no, they-
watch?
no, they
or
ma-
did they want to go on a drug deal or go get their drink on at a bar?
The latter, probably.
Well,
Yeah.
where did this happen?
I didn't. I don't usually read past the 2 lines of the tweet.
I know,
I
that's-
just intuit the rest of it. Let's say
Come
it was
on,
local. Let's say it was
Charge through,
local.
charge through.
Yeah.
Read the whole article.
I don't care.
And if not, I'll do it.
I'll delegate that to you.
Yes, and what we're doing here at AM 560, we're almost to the finish line of our campaign to raise money for those less fortunate. And I know I told you about those mud cookies. That's what parents do in Haiti. They take mud and then put some spices on top of it, and that's what kids eat.
Kids actually eat mud.
I'm not kidding you. I saw it. It is unbelievable. If they're lucky, because sometimes the moms don't even have spices. I've been in these huts, and it's just a bed, and all the kids will sleep on the bed with the mom or on the floor, and it is hot. I mean, there's hot, and there's Haiti hot. But what they need is water, clean water, because there's one canal there, and you'll have an animal in there, people swimming, and then people taking water to go back to drink it. It's just horrific. And what you were asking for is a one-time donation of $80. We've had a lot of personal donations from wonderful people like Jen in Wichita, Kansas, Jeff in Wheaton, Michael in Malibu, Annette in Oakbrook, Lawrence in Park Ridge, Alan in Winnetka, and we thank you so much for your generosity. And 95 cents of your dollar goes directly to Food for the Poor. If you want to donate, go call this number, 844-862-HOPE, 844-862-4673, or go 560theanswer.com/food. But we also have this business benefactor program, Bruce.
Yes, we do. It's
Is
called,
this when you're going to do your chat voice?
Well, that would kind of be making fun of the whole.
I'm sorry.
With this program, any business that makes a $2,500 tax-deductible donation to Food for the Poor will receive 40 60-second commercials Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. on AM 560, The Answer. Just call sales manager Anjanette Netkowski directly at 847-472-8951, 847-472-8951, and ask for the Business Benefactor Program.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, an African-American male went to cash a check and the bank called the police. Yes, what year is this? But first, let's get into the newsroom. Here's Mike Scott.
Amy and Bruce, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Some light rain is falling across the area. 42 right now at 7:31. House of Representatives will now take a look at the funding bill that passed out of the Senate that would head off a partial government shutdown. Louisiana Republican Senator John Kennedy says because of that move, he does not believe they'll get any money for a border wall.
I think Mrs. Pelosi is not going to give an inch because she wants to be the next speaker, and the new House of Representatives is going to be a lot more liberal than before, and they're not going to let her be speaker. I think we missed an opportunity here.
The short-term funding bill became possible when the president softened his demands for $5 billion to help build the border wall project. Pentagon planning a withdrawal of U.S. ground forces from Syria. About 2,000 American troops have been stationed in Syria to combat ISIS. Retired Navy Admiral James Stavridis characterized the actions as disastrous.
The impact this will have on our Kurdish allies and friends in the region who will see this as a betrayal. It'll be written globally as a walkaway and a betrayal. This is really geopolitically the worst move I've seen from this administration. That's a high bar to get over. President
Trump saying the U.S. has helped defeat ISIS in Syria and called it the only reason for being there in the first place. Lawyers for Harvey Weinstein will be asking a New York judge to dismiss sex assault charges against his client Weinstein back in court today with his attorney Ben Brafman. Global stocks sliding after Wall Street had a bad reaction to a small Fed rate increase. The S&P 500 lost 1.5% after the Fed raised interest rates for the fourth time this year. Loved ones and colleagues gathering to remember one of two Chicago police officers struck and killed by a train this week on the South Side. A wake for Officer Conrad Gary will be held today, 3 to 9 p.m. at Blake Lamb Funeral Home in Oak Lawn. The funeral is scheduled for tomorrow. Gary and Officer Eddie Marmoleo were killed Monday night close to 103rd Street and Cottage Grove Avenue while searching for a shooting suspect. That shooting suspect will be in bond court today. Edward Brown was charged yesterday with aggravated unlawful use of a weapon. A new report from the State Attorney General, Lisa Madigan, accuses the Catholic Church of Illinois of failing to report hundreds of sexual abuse cases over decades. Bear playoff tickets go on sale later today, starting at 1 p.m., online or by phone. Nets edge the Bulls 96-93. Blackhawks on the road to battle Dallas tonight. The news a service of Peloton, the perfect gift for them and you. There's still a chance to give the gift of a Peloton bike. When you order the bike by 12/20, you get a free welcome gift. So you still have Peloton under the tree this holiday. See onepeloton.com, onepeloton.com, or visit them at 520 Michigan Avenue, Oakbrook Center, and Westfield, Old Orchard. 7:34 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Dennis Prager has a simple test to check moral clarity.
This is another exam that I would like to give to help determine a person's thinking. Like, do you support all black dormitories on college campuses? Do you think Israel is the villain in the Middle East? There are some very clarifying conscience and moral compass issues.
The Dennis Prager Show. Weekdays at 11, right before Sean Hannity at 2 on AM 560. The Answer.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.
I've been on it now. It's got to be close to 5 or 6 years.
Wow.
But I've never run out, and I like to have a little cushion if I want to double up. If I feel a little, like I need a little extra, I don't have to worry about being stingy with it. I'm 54 years old, but anyway, 9 years ago, almost 10 years, it'll be 10 years this December 6th, and I went to work one day. I went, and I thought I had a sinus headache for a few days, but I had a massive brain aneurysm, hemorrhage of the brain, and a stroke right at work, and I was on my deathbed. I was on a respirator in a coma for 35 days in the brain trauma unit of the hospital in New Jersey, and the only reason they even tried to save my life was because I was 44 at the time. And 3 months later, I came home in a wheelchair. I had double vision. I had to learn to walk again, to speak again. 1 and 1 is 2, write the alphabet. My body's been through a lot. And, I used to be in bed for most of the, if I went out and did a little something, I'd come home, I'd be in bed. Now I'm up by like 5:30 in the morning, and I go to the gym. I do shopping. I cook. I have energy all day. I'm talking to you now. I sound pretty wired. And I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning, and I feel great. Overall, my whole outlook, just feeling, my mental aspect, everything is better. And when I came home, I was on 17 medications, not 17 pills, 17 medications, maybe 40 pills a day. Now I'm down to 3 very, very, very low dose pills, and I'm hoping to get off of everything here. Where I was to what I am now, it's unbelievable. I'm so blessed. So you're speaking to literally a miracle.
For a limited time, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 35% off your first preferred set of fruits and veggies and have them shipped to you free. Call 800-246-8751. That's 1-800-246-8751, or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
Check out Ground Game, the latest podcast from the Associated Press discussing the top political issues around the country. Available on Apple Podcasts.
7:37. Let's get an update on the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. And here's Jim Talamonte.
Northbound Tri-State traffic is heavy, 95th Street to 31st, from the Reagan Tollway to the Grand Avenue curve, and from the Bensonville Bridge to Balmoral. Northbound Veterans Memorial, little congestion around the Reagan Tollway. Otherwise, the tollways elsewhere are pretty light. Edens, 19 minutes Lake Cook to the Junction, outbound 25. Kennedy, you get 40 minutes O'Hare to downtown, 22 from Montrose, 18 to the Express, outbound 36 minutes to the airport. Von Eisenhower, 50 minutes, 390 to downtown, 36 from Mannheim, outbound 40 minutes to 390. Stevenson, an hour and 2 minutes from 355 to Lakeshore Drive, 36 minutes outbound. Ryan, 29 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57, 17 minutes, I-80 to the merge. Bishopport, 30. That's traffic. I'm Jim Talamonte from the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center on AM 560 The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center. Cloudy, occasional rain this morning, high 46. That could turn to snow later on tonight with a low of 31. 42 at O'Hare. Next news coming up at 8. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
Make sure to check out the Income Store live video stream of today's show right now at 560theanswer.com.
Listen to podcasts of Joe Walsh and Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on the AM 560 mobile app. Download it today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
Well, 'tis the season for giving, and it's warm out today. It's going to rain. I don't think we're going to have snow by Christmas time. We can all dream of having a white Christmas. Are you in the Christmas mood, Bruce? Oh, wait.
That being bah humbug, can't we decrease the surplus population?
No. I'm saying, are you in the Christmas spirit? I'm trying. I'm trying very hard to get in the Christmas
generosity
spirit.
is coming here and giving to the people with my wisdom.
Oh,
which I usually keep
that's
to
your
myself.
Gift?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, one thing that one group I don't give a lot of my time. I give a lot of time to coaching and helping with things at Blaine Elementary and Middle School. But one group that I stand behind is Reverend Paul Hall and the Community Center, Paul Hall Community Center, because they have their annual holiday food giveaway. And I think I've been helping out for, 18 years now, Reverend Paul Hall? How many years?
Yes, you have. It's been tremendous, the help that you have given, and especially WIND.
Yes.
Last year was just phenomenal.
Oh, good. So
because of you and Dan and Bruce. God bless you.
Well, thank you, Reverend Paul Hall. And he's joining us now on our Turnkey.pro answer line. So tell us, this is, it's strange. It's not a Christmas Day giveaway. It's a Christmas Eve day and night giveaway.
Correct.
Just tell us how it works.
Well, people began to line up sometime as early as 4:30 in the morning for food baskets. We're trying to provide at least 1,000 food baskets with turkeys or some kind of meat in them. And the line stretched sometimes 2 to 3 blocks long. And many of these people will wait out in this kind of weather. Last year it was snowing, and they were there at 6:30 in the morning and standing in line patiently because they needed food. They bring the children. Many of the children comes also, and we tried to provide toys for them. So on Christmas Eve, we're going to try to feed 1,000 needy families. And on Sunday night, on the 23rd, we're going to give away 5,000 brand spanking new toys.
Oh,
and we're asking the public help in order to be able to do this in these next 2 days. We want to make this a bright Christmas for many less fortunate families.
Yeah, and a lot of people are.
Yeah,
I mean, a lot of people are seeing more money in their paychecks because of these tax cuts and incentives and deregulations of businesses. And if you're thinking about something, to do something locally, this is a great idea. And how can they help out? Because it's a really unique process. You don't even have to get out of your car.
No, just blow the horn, and someone would help you, assist you in bringing the food. You don't have to even move the food. We'll do it. We have helpers, Santa helpers to help us. But this is a crucial time. Food is coming in kind of slow, and I know I'm going to be faced with, on Christmas Eve, at least 1,000 people or better. And at least on Sunday night, that gym will have between 1,000 to 1,500 children. And we want to make sure these children have a toy. But most of the kids is really not interested in toys. They're interested in coats and shoes, because many of these kids come in there, they got holes in their gym shoes. A lot of them are coming from broken families. A lot of them are coming from families that's been on substance abuse. The kids are shortchanged. They receive nothing. Without the help of the wonderful people at WIND, Amy, you, and Bruce, these kids will have nothing, absolutely nothing. If you come out there, you almost cry. You see some kids come at night with their parents in T-shirts and holes in their gym shoes. The gym shoes are soaked. One man donated 250 coats. Another man donated 1,000 scarves for patch. But we want food, and we need toys or whatever you can get. But most important, I want to put a meal on every table that's in need. Sometimes we'll get a few that will get through the line that really don't need it. But I don't want to miss out on those that really, really need it. And I have had a 6-year-old say, Bishop, would you tell the people thank you? I mean, I never meet them. I mean, I never see them. But thank you for putting food on our table this Christmas.
Reverend Hall, so we pull up our car, we beep the horn, you come out, you check the oil, you change the tires. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding about that. Where? Not a bad idea.
We'll come out.
Not a bad idea.
Literally, it takes a few seconds.
What will you do, Reverend Hall?
We will come out and help you unload the car.
Sure.
And we have a list that we fill out, because everyone that gives a can of food, if I have the address and number, we write them back to say thank you.
What's the address of your?
God and you.
Yeah. What's the address of your church? What's the address?
Community Center.
It's 10140 South on Holster Street.
Oh, okay.
You can take the Dan Ryan I-57, just 3 blocks on I-57. Come off at the first exit, going south, and make a left
on the right-hand
turn.
side.
Go 2 blocks, and you're right at the
Google, are you listening to this, Google? Okay, I just wonder.
So this year, I mean, what are because in the food baskets, I think you want to get 1,000 oranges and apples. What are you trying to?
We got oranges, apples, 5 pounds of sugar. You've got eggs. You've got butter. You've got cornmeal. You've got cake mix, celery, those kinds of things. Now what we're short of meat, turkeys, chickens. The people that are in need will take anything the good-hearted folks have. And WIND, you came through. There was about 100 people from WID called or came by and stopped. You actually almost stopped traffic on Holster Street last year this time. And I just hope those same folks will open their heart once again and help us because the need is really great. I'm sick with a cold, but I got to go out and pick up some toys and pick up food and vegetables. People are sending vegetables for the folks. And not only are we taking the food in, but we're teaching them and giving them how to prepare and how to make it last. You know, when you get through with the turkey on Christmas, we'll show them how to make turkey ham or turkey hash that'll feed another day.
So would you
We
take
really-
pasta and everything? I mean, I've got.
Yes, yeah. You have all of that. You have macaroni, you have pasta, you have things to make spaghetti with, and sometimes we have extra meat, and we'll put extra meat. Somebody donated a lot of hamburger meat, and we're putting the hamburgers along with the turkeys, along with the chicken. But if we get chickens, we'll be happy.
Reverend Hall,
Somebody can.
I'm just wondering, you know, Donald Trump says he's helped the community a lot, and, you know, unemployment's down and everything like that. Are you feeling it? Is there anything, is there a
No.
sign of hope or no?
Well, you know, I respect our president in all ways, but it hasn't trickled down to the community people or the community that I serve. One of the things I love about this great station is that you see on one side of the street African Americans in need, hurting with shopping bags. And on the other side of the street, you see our great, white, wonderful Christians, brothers and sisters, and non-Christians on the other side, bring the food in. And there's a beautiful exchange of personalities and character. And African Americans seeing these great people from WIND and other places come over, many of the older folks start crying because without you, they wouldn't have nothing. And what I'm doing is because sometimes a mama might not do what she's supposed to do with her link. The babies are hungry. They have nothing, but we can't punish these little kids.
No, cannot punish
So
the
I want
kids.
the children to have a good Christmas.
Ed, you're
See, I
getting
was
me
poor
teary-eyed.
I was very poor, living in the back of abandoned funeral homes with my mother and 7 brothers. And I promise God that if I ever get on my feet, I will never let a child or a family go hungry at Christmas time. And I've been doing this for at least 45 years, and I haven't stopped. I'm fasting now. I'm weak. I think I have the flu, but I can't
Well, stop fasting if you have the
until
flu. Stop fasting. I mean,
Well, you can
seriously.
drink water, right? I mean, yeah. I know you do this
drink
every
water
year.
and juice. Right. Right. But I'm just asking people, and all they have to do is pick up the phone call 773-298-1209, 773-298-1209. And believe me, every dime, every penny of this food goes to those that are in need. There's no monkeying around here. We're a 501c3 organization, and I believe in giving it to those that have not, that one day they may have. But I need help. I can't do it by myself. I thank the 100 volunteers that's volunteering and helping. I thank the people that from your station, unbelievable, the calls.
Do you?
If they would call us at that
Yeah.
number, God would bless them.
773-298-1209. Do you need more coats and shoes this year, or toys, or a mixture of both?
We could, you know, I could use shoes. I could use boots. We could use coats. I have coats coming in, but that's still not enough. If you just see the gym at 6 o'clock Sunday night,
Oh, I've been
I'm
there.
looking
Yeah.
at 1,500 children and their parents.
Oh, I know. It's
And they're waiting patiently. Never a problem. Nothing. They're just thanking God for WIND and thanking God for the listeners that you have, the people that their hearts have been touched, to help other folks that are less fortunate. And what is Christmas about is giving because the Lord gave his love. So let's give to others.
Do you take gently used shoes? I mean, because
Yes.
my son has a big
We
size
will
foot. He's a
turn-
size 15, and he wore one pair of shoes one time, and that was it.
They'll take it. They'll take it.
We'll take it. We'll take it. Just last week, we had got some clothes in, and it was kind of soiled and dirty. And I didn't want to give them to the people. I put them in the garbage behind the building. Do you know there was 30 folks out there going through that garbage, taking those clothes that I wouldn't give out? They was in need. They were hurting. They was crying.
Oh, gosh. All right, so
I
the
just
address
thank
is
God.
10140 South Halstead. Sorry for interrupting you, Reverend Hall. Or you can call 773-298-1209. I know that I'm going to bring, I always fill up with turkey. Well, not chicken, but I'll
Yes,
get chicken this
always.
year. Ham
Yes.
and stuffing and cake mix and all that. And I'll bring some shoes because
And
we
then-
have some extra shoes at our house. That's for sure.
Thank you.
How about a new
Amy,
pair of
thank
shoes,
you
Amy?
so much.
You know,
And,
not the used shoes.
Bruce, thank you.
Yeah.
This is what somebody said from the media. This is the real deal over on 10140 South Austin. You can see where the money is going. We're not knocking nobody else, but you can see the people and you can see the gratitude and appreciation what you're doing to help so many less fortunate, and they come from all over, from Inglewood, Woodlawn, Lawndale, Roseland, Washington Heights, wherever they come. We don't discriminate on nobody. It's white, it's black, it's Hispanic, because hunger has no boundaries.
All right. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Reverend
Reverend
Paul Hall.
Hall.
God bless you, and I hope you feel
Well,
better.
God bless you.
Merry
Thank you.
Christmas.
Y'all keep us in prayer. And
Yep.
we love you.
Yep.
Thank you.
We'll see you Sunday. Again, the address is 10140 South Halstead, 10140 South Halstead, the Paul Hall Community Center.
Could I just say, I love when he refers to the station as WIND. It's so old school.
Oh,
It's not AM 560. The answer. It's WIND. It's like
Well-
like Eddie Schwartz is still here.
I think
Yeah.
Eddie Schwartz is still here.
I think he
Reverend
is.
Paul Hall, by
Yeah.
the way, joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
Dan and Amy are talking about it. It's Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Is offensive music allowed to be played on public school buses? This is Law and Justice with Jay Sekulow.
My sixth grader goes to public school and he rides the bus. On the bus, they allow this MTV type music to be played, and it's pretty filthy. And I complained several times to the bus company and also to the superintendent of schools, who said that they would meet and discuss getting it off the air, and they still haven't. And I don't know what else I can do.
The first thing you need to do now is, if you don't get resolution with the school principal, you need to go to the school board. They have a public comment section at the beginning of every school board meeting. It's usually about 10 minutes. Some of the music that's playing on the bus while the students are going to school, they're deemed to be, by the way, what's called a captive audience. You couldn't play Christian music on that bus. That would be illegal. So clearly, lyrics that are offensive or violates not only your religious beliefs, but just common decency, should be a basis upon which you could have action taken so they stop that kind of music being played.
Visit us at aclj.org. That's aclj.org.
Lake County Right to Life is looking for like-minded people to help save lives, to support women, mothers and fathers, unborn babies, families, and the elderly. Can you help? Lake County Right to Life takes an active part in both the educational and lobbying aspects of the Right to Life movement. They recognize the need to become actively involved in electing pro-life, pro-family legislators, and formed the Lake County PAC to elect local Lake County candidates who support life-affirming legislation on your behalf. Legislation that saves thousands of lives and doesn't impose on you, the taxpayer, for the lesser good. There is light at the end of the tunnel, but it takes all of us working together to accomplish a society that celebrates life and protects our most vulnerable. For donations or information about educating the public concerning current life issues and legislations, go to the Lake County Right to Life website, lcrtl.org. That's lcrtl.org. You can also follow Lake County Right to Life on Facebook.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.
Oh, no colds, no flu, lots of energy, just overall well-being. It's just if I stop taking it, I see the difference. You know, I would never stop with these. I would keep them on hand always.
Well, I got more energy for sure. I don't feel the same if I don't take this every day. I think it's improved my life greatly because I was feeling real sluggish before, sluggish and tired. I had like this brain fog. It's all gone now. You know, I've been taking this stuff, and I feel like I have the energy of an 18-year-old with the looks of a 30-year-old, and I'm 50. It's crazy. This stuff is crazy. I love it.
For a limited time, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 35% off your first preferred set of fruits and veggies and have them shipped to you free. Call 800-246-8751 or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
This is a special notice to all U.S. taxpayers. If you owe the IRS or state back taxes and cannot afford to pay them back, there's good news. Due to the financial hardship many are facing in today's economy, the IRS has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative. Qualifying for this program will resolve your tax problem, end all collections, and possibly reduce your back taxes by up to 90%. If you are facing wage garnishments, liens, bank levies, audits, or payroll taxes, it's not too late. Your circumstances may qualify you for this special program, protecting your savings and your assets. If you owe the IRS or state back taxes and cannot afford to pay them back, there's no need to worry anymore. Call the hotline at Victory Tax Solutions to see if you qualify and potentially save thousands. For this free information, call 800-813-1105. 800-813-1105. That's 800-813-1105.
Do your gums bleed? Have you been told that you have gum disease? Are you missing teeth? The doctors at PerioCare can help. This is Dr. Russell Sakala, and I am a periodontist. I specialize in the treatment of gum disease to save teeth and dental implants to replace missing teeth. Did you know that gum disease has been linked to a variety of other health problems, including heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and increases the risk of premature birth? The good news is the doctors at PerioCare are specialists in the area of treating gum disease and the placement of dental implants. We treat the whole patient and use the most contemporary treatment options that best fit your condition. Our primary goal is to restore your dental health and replace missing teeth to maintain your general health. I'm a veteran and I support veterans. PerioCare offers a discount for those who have served. PerioCare, where a healthy smile means a healthy body. For a consultation, call 773-631-0344 or visit us at periocare.com.
AM 560, The Answer.
W-I-N-D, Group W.
Remember that? W-I-N-D. And then the other one was W-I-N-D.
I'm Dave Baum.
I'm still singing.
I'm
this
Connie
song,
Zerson.
And you're talking over me.
I'm sorry.
And my voice is hoarse. No, the other was W-I-N-D.
Clark Weber in the morning here with you.
Oh, I
Yeah.
remember Clark Weber. He's still with us.
I believe so. I'm delivering a turkey to his house tomorrow.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
You are you?
You'll believe anything.
I will believe anything.
Yeah.
You just say it, and you really? You are? So
Who are the
gullible.
other
Well, WIND.
Howard Miller was on WIND.
Yeah, and when we were kids growing up, I was growing up on the mean streets of Mount Prospect near River Road and Euclid there, swimming in the Des Plaines River. Oh, what could go wrong? Now I have this permanent rash on my face, and I wonder why. Maybe I shouldn't have been in dam number 2 with Liz Melendez and Steve Martin and all my other friends.
Really?
Yeah, that's what we did to cool down in the summer. Like, hey, we're not going to go to the park pool. We're going into the river. We swam in the Des Plaines River all the time. Barb Fogel, what Mike Sanka did, Kim Karnitz, we dragged her there once.
Weren't you afraid?
Sassy Mirren, we dragged her there too.
Were you ever caught up in the rapids and
Yeah,
washed all the way to Lake Michigan?
No, but we almost had, it was pretty scary
Were
sometimes.
you a wild young child?
I don't know. Do you think I was wild if I was swimming in the Des Plaines River at dam number 2? Yeah. And the way to do it, then you'd go underneath the dam and then you could look up and see the water falling over your head. And there's a little pocket of air that you could hang out in with your friends.
I didn't even go into the deep end at the Devonshire pool in Skokie.
Really?
No, I'm not a swimmer.
Well, you should know how to swim. It's not too late to learn.
I've tried.
Andre Dawson just learned how to swim a few years ago. He never knew
Really?
how to swim.
Well, that's
Yeah.
because black people don't float.
Oh,
as
my God.
Al Campana said.
Okay.
Right? No.
Oh, my God.
Hi,
Do you- I
another
think
news.
that-
I have that jingle if you want to hear it.
Yes. Let's save his butt, please, for making that comment, Jimmy the Greek. Where's the jingle? I
it was
need
Al
to hear
Campana's.
the jingle. Oh, wait, here it is. I think this is it. Wait, is this it? Is it on?
W-I-N-D. 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 First on your dial. First on your dial. W-I-N-D. Chicago.
All right, let's hear Yummy, Yummy, Yummy. I Got Love in My Tummy by the Ohio Express right now.
Shh, they're not done. Oh, that is beautiful.
This is great branding
That's
for this station
beautiful.
right now. Everybody's going to be hearing that. Sales staff's going to go out and they're going to say, oh, you changed formats. Thanks. That's your Christmas bonus.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, she wants to be your next mayor of Chicago. Lori Lightfoot joins us, but now here's Mike Scott.
Awake today for a Chicago police officer. WIND Chicago News Time.
The House
8.
is just now reconvening. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. So will lawmakers there follow the Senate suit, approving a spending bill to fund the government through February 8th?
I'm glad the leader thinks the government should not shut down over the president's demand for a wall.
Democratic leader Chuck Schumer, but Congressman Mark Meadows says Republicans should not abandon the president's push for $5 billion in wall funding.
If we're not going to fight now, when are we going to fight? Are we suggesting that when the Democrats have control in February, that somehow our position is going to improve?
Well, the president has not said yet if he would sign the spending bill if the House approves it. Some of the president's fellow Republicans are upset at his decision to pull U.S. troops out of Syria.
If this stands, we in this Congress and we as a nation are going to be dealing with the consequences of it for years to come.
Senator Marco Rubio calls it a catastrophic blunder, joining a bipartisan group signing a letter urging the president to reconsider, which may be a tall order. Fox's Rachel Sutherland live in Washington.
Dave, President Trump says getting out of Syria is no surprise, tweeting he campaigned on it and that it's time to come home and rebuild.
We're knocking the hell out of ISIS. We'll be coming out of Syria like very soon. Let the other people take care of it now.
The president also tweeting, does the USA want to be the policeman of the Middle East, getting nothing but spending precious lives and trillions of dollars protecting others who, in almost all cases, do not appreciate what we are doing. He also wrote, do we want to be there forever? Dave.
Rachel, the president will sign the Farm Bill later today. Agriculture Secretary Sonny Perdue says a big part of it reforms the food stamp program.
We're hoping to facilitate people back into the workplace. During the Great Recession, obviously Americans are generous, they're compassionate. We had waivers.
He's proposing enforcing work requirements on food stamp recipients. Democratic Senator Debbie Stabenow says she'll fight what she calls unjustified changes to take food away from families. This is Fox News.
Some light rain falling across the area. 42 degrees today. We could see some snow later tonight. 8:02 on AM 560. The Answer. Good morning. I'm Mike Scott. Loved ones and colleagues will gather today to remember one of two Chicago police officers struck and killed by a train this week on the south side. The wake for Officer Conrad Gary will be held 3 to 9 p.m. at Blake Lamb Funeral Home in Oak Lawn. A funeral scheduled for tomorrow. Gary and Officer Eddie Marmoleo were killed Monday night near 103rd Street in Cottage Grove. Marmoleo's wake is tomorrow at the Blake Lamb Funeral Home. His funeral now will take place on Saturday. That man being chased by those two Chicago police officers is due in bond court today. Edward Brown was charged yesterday with aggravated unlawful use of a weapon and other charges. A Cook County Sheriff's officer is dead after a multi-vehicle crash in Woodridge. Authorities identify the victim in that collision as 27-year-old Zach Perry from Woodridge. Pablo Perez from Berwyn, and another driver involved in the accident, was injured and later charged with DUI. A Cook County judge will move the date of her ruling in the cover-up trial connected with Laquan McDonald's police shooting to next month. Judge Dominica Stevenson delayed the verdict for 3 current or former Chicago police officers to January 15. Illinois going in the opposite direction of other Midwest states when it comes to population. Census Bureau yesterday said that as of July 31st, for example, in Iowa, there's been an increase of more than 12,000 from 1 year ago. While Illinois' population continues to decline, the latest census numbers show a drop of 45,000 from a year ago, most of those fleeing the Chicago area. Nets edge the Bulls 96-93 at the UC. Blackhawks on the road tonight to play Dallas. Bears playing it safe with Eddie Jackson, the safety, and outside linebacker Aaron Lynch. Both are nicked up. Both sat out practice yesterday. 8:04 time for the AM 560 Business Beat. And from the Fox Business Network, here's Ginny Casola.
From the Fox Business Network, Altria, the company that makes Marlboro cigarettes, says it will have more to say today about its investment in Juul Labs, the vaping company. Altria confirmed this morning it's spending $12.8 billion on part of Juul. It says the goal is to switch adult smokers to e-vaping to improve their lives. Walgreens Boots Alliance is reporting a mixed quarter, though its earnings were strong. Its sales were weaker than expected. The drugstore chain's restructuring it plans to save $1 billion over 3 years. The Federal Reserve raised short-term interest rates yesterday and scaled back its plans for next year to 2 more increases from 3. Stock investors still appear to be concerned about a global economic slowdown. Oil prices also have slipped to the lowest level in 15 months. With the Fox Business Report, I'm Jenny Cosola.
8:05 in Chicago. A check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Hey, how would you like to have your mortgage or rent paid for an entire year? Would that qualify as a Christmas miracle? Yeah, well, it could happen if you enter and win our Christmas Mortgage Miracle Contest, running now through December 20th. But you can only win if you enter. And to do that, go to 560theanswer.com and search for the keyword miracle. That's 560theanswer.com. Keyword miracle to enter for a chance to have your mortgage or rent paid for all of 2019.
I'm Dan Proft.
And I'm Amy Jacobson.
And if you're a small business owner or you make the marketing or advertising decisions for a business, then listen up.
Once again, our annual Food for the Poor campaign is underway to raise money for children suffering from poverty in Haiti. We've partnered with Food for the Poor to provide food and clean water to several thousand children this year.
And here's how your business can be a part of this. Become a Food for the Poor business benefactor. Just make a $2,500 tax-deductible donation to Food for the Poor, and AM 560 will give you 40 60-second commercials to air here on AM 560 The Answer between 5 a.m. and 8 p.m. Monday through Friday at no additional cost to you.
That's the best advertising deal in all of Chicago. To take advantage of this deal, just call Anjanette Natowski at 847-472-8951. Again, that's 847-472-8951. One more time, 847-472-8951.
Signature Bank is Chicago's fastest growing independently owned business bank. It's a bank where relationships still matter. Signature Bank knows your name and your story. I'm Dan Proft, and I know this because Signature Bank is my business bank.
I'm Mick O'Rourke, President and CEO of Signature Bank, Chicago's business bank. I'd like to thank our customers for selecting Signature as their trusted banking partner to help build their businesses. We started Signature in 2006, and we've had the opportunity to meet so many hardworking Chicagoans. From third-generation family-owned businesses on the west side of Chicago to tech innovators at 1871. Signature Bank is proud to work across many different industries in the city and beyond. As the fastest growing, independently owned business bank in Chicago, Signature is always welcoming new customers. I'd love to meet you and learn about your business.
Signature Bank is looking for their next success story. To learn more about turning your business vision into reality, visit signaturebank.bank. Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
When you buy a new Ford F-Series truck during our holiday sales event, you're not just buying a truck. You're sending a message to the world that says, yeah, I can help. Because now you're the friend with the Ford truck. You'll move coworkers, haul lumber, and build everything from tree houses to Serenity sheds. Now you're the one everyone counts on, and you wouldn't have it any other way. Ford F-Series, built for the holidays. Built Ford proud.
And now for a limited time, you can bring home a new F-150 with 0% financing for 72 months, only at your Ford dealer. Not all buyers will qualify for Ford credit financing. 72 months at $13.89 per month per $1,000 financed, regardless of down payment, is available on 18 model year F-150, excludes Raptor. For all offers, take new retail delivery from an authorized Ford dealer stock by 1/2/19. See dealer or go to buyfordnow.com for qualifications and complete details.
It's 8:08. Let's get an update on the Chicago roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here is Jim Talamonte.
The Edens Expressway has outbound delays from Montrose to Toohey and Dempster to Lake Avenue. It's 35 minutes from Montrose to Lake Cook, inbound fine at 19. Inbound Kennedy, 35 minutes, O'Hare to downtown. 23 from Montrose, 25 on the Express. Outbound 41 minutes to O'Hare. On Eisenhower, delays start at St. Charles. 50 minutes, 390 to downtown. 34 from Anaheim, outbound 50 minutes to 390. Stevenson, an hour and 5 minutes from 355 to Lakeshore Drive, outbound 36 minutes. Ryan is 30 minutes, 95th to downtown. Northbound Tri-State, heavy 95th to 31st. Reagan Tollway most of the way to Balmoral. Spot Adams Tollway, tight lead to the Tri-State. Northbound Veterans Memorial, the Fountain Toll to the Reagan Tollway and Army Trail to 290. That's traffic. I'm Jim Talamonte from the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center on AM 560 The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center. Here's our meteorologist, Steve Williams.
Clouds and some rain for today with a high 46. Clouds and rain this evening, followed by a rain or snow shower late tonight, low 31. Cloudy, breezy, and colder tomorrow with a daytime high at 36. Partly sunny on Saturday. I'm Steve Williams on AM 560, The Answer.
42 at O'Hare, 43 in gray skies, along with drizzle along Chicago's lakefront. Your next news update is at 8:30. Continuous news coverage, 560theanswer.com. Chicago's Morning Answer with Howard Miller, Clark Weber, and Bernard Shaw. Up next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Secure Retirement Radio with host Raj Shah. Sunday mornings at 7 on AM 560, The Answer.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
W-I-N-D. 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 First on your dial. First on your dial. W-I-N-D. Chicago.
Ah, that's what he...
Yes, Eddie Schwartz here. We're going to be interviewing Rosemary and Bill Cosby.
But remember when
For 3
WIND used to be music? And who was the morning show back then?
Well, Howard Miller dominated for like 20 years before Wally finally ran him down.
First there was Marconi, and then there was Howard Miller.
Yeah.
And Bernard Shaw from CNN. That Bernard Shaw was the news director?
Yeah, for under Westinghouse. When Westinghouse bought WIND back in the late 50s, they really expanded their news. And in fact, one of the top news people who is still in the news business in this town is Fran Spielman, who is the City Hall editor of the Chicago Sun-Times.
Wow, the history of WIND.
History
Now we're
of radio.
Chicago's Morning Answer.
History of radio.
Just to go back, you do know that I got my start in radio. As Jack Benny's sound man, I made the sound of his trousers chafing against each
old are
other
you?
when he would stride onto the stage.
Bruce Wolf.
Oh, Rochester.
Rochester.
Yeah, okay.
The home of Lawrence Welk, too, by the way, just so you know.
I had to listen to Lawrence Welk with my grandparents in Niles. After she played the organ, we went and walked on the plastic strip on the carpet, you know?
Sure.
That's how it was back
runner.
then.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Hallway runner.
Yeah. So here's the Amy Jacobson now to dance to Beer Barrel Polka right now. Wonderful.
Good.
And this place was famous for after the 2 a.m. news playing what song?
I don't know.
After the 2 a.m.
Legendary. I mean, there are 100 versions of this song
On top
in the
of a pizza.
WIND. No, in the WIND music library.
What?
Really?
The Whiff-and-Proof song.
Oh.
Hey, Justin, will you get up the Whiff-and-Proof song for us?
Just saying. Radio history in this.
All
town.
right, we're going to rein this in.
Can we just come to the
thank you.
future? It's gonna. Let's go to 2018.
Yeah,
right
let's
now.
get back into the present.
Thank you,
We
Mike.
have a big mayoral race coming up. We do. Let's focus on the prize. 21 people vying to be your next mayor. 21 candidates.
Our America First Daily. Benjamin Adamowski.
You know what? Here's the bottom line. I do not respect any candidate that jumped in after Mayor Emanuel announced that he wasn't going to run for re-election.
It's a
And
subject
that's
of a
Bill
John
Daley. That's a lot of people. Preckwinkle, Susana Mendoza. Here's an original. I call them one of the original. Lori Lightfoot. She joins us now on our Turnkey.pro answer line. Good morning, Lori. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So, Lori, I loved it. You took people to task because challenging of all these petitions, which Tony Preckwinkle is doing, will cost the Board of Elections about $1 million to taxpayers.
They're going to be working on Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas, Tony Preckwinkle. We should just give her a bag of coal.
I loved it. And you also scoffed at Susana Mendoza for seeming to stand up for the other women and calling on Preckwinkle to drop all her petition challenges.
Thanks, Susanna. But the rest of us can actually stand on our own 2 feet. And frankly, her comment is insulting and stupid.
So I love it. I mean, we're getting down and dirty here in the last few weeks before the campaign. Did you see Tony Preckwinkle dropping her petition challenge against you and the other ladies anytime soon?
Well, she dropped her challenge against Mendoza yesterday because Mendoza cleared the magic 12,500 hurdle. Their process was a couple days ahead of ours, so I expect that we'll be there in the next couple days. But yeah, I mean, it's completely, utterly frivolous, and it's an unbelievable waste of taxpayer dollars. Not to mention the fact that these Board of Elections workers have literally been working 7 days a week, along with people, representatives from the various campaigns. It is not how democracy should function. What Toni Preckwinkle is doing is using a relic of the machine to her advantage to try to squelch competition. And what I keep asking her, what's she afraid of? Why won't she compete on the issues and on the merits?
Well, what do you have to say, too, to all those candidates? And I mean, there is a large field now of people to choose from that jumped in after Mayor Emanuel announced that he was not running for mayor. It just seems so cowardice of them, and I don't think that they should have been allowed to even be on the ballot. I don't.
Well, you hit the nail on the head, Amy. They either thought that things were just fine all over Chicago, which no voter did. Huge numbers, way in excess of 60%, thought that the city was going in the wrong direction. But the truth is that they lacked the courage to take on Manuel. They saw political opportunity after the rest of us slayed Goliath, and then they're trying to jump in and say, oh, no, vote for me as your next leader. Well, if they didn't stand for you before Ron was off the ballot, they're not going to stand for you now. This is pure political grab. All these people represent different factions of the broken Democratic Party machine. And frankly, as you said, they are not worthy of anybody's votes.
I believe that Bill Daley has raised a lot of money.
Oh, I think
so that's
$3
good.
million plus. He already has campaign ads
and
on TV.
he was, I believe, in the Situation Room when Osama bin Laden was taken out.
So what?
So what do you have to say to that, candidate Lightfoot?
Well, look, Bill Daley obviously has held a lot of different government positions. But I think the question that people have to ask themselves is, when the violence was raging out of control in 15 and 16, when taxes were crushing people and forcing people to leave the city, when municipal finance was spiraling out of control because guess what? Somebody kicked the can down the road repeatedly. Where was Bill Daley? The only time he's spoken up in public in the last couple of years is to defend his brother's legacy. But on issues that are important to everyday Chicagoans, he's been utterly silent.
And he didn't release his tax returns.
Account.
He didn't release his tax returns either. Only 10 of 16 did.
Yeah, I released my tax returns with not just the front page, as some did, but with full schedules. I mean, look, the truth is there are people who have jumped into this race at the last minute who, and Bill Daley's clearly a recipient of a lot of raw money. But he's avoided putting himself in front of the voters. I had to laugh at the Sun-Times article saying, we should organize this. Well, Bill, we've had about 10 different candidate forums since you jumped in the race, but you couldn't be bothered to present yourself to people who cared about affordable housing or disability rights, or people on the north side, people on the west side. These candidate forums are happening, and some of us are actually presenting ourselves in our credentials and making the case to voters. He's, off to D.C. and Boston and other places raising money, but he doesn't want to present himself to everyday Chicagoans and, frankly, face the music.
I'm not good at math. That's why I went into journalism. Boy. But in the 13th Ward, there were more revocation signatures than there were signatures for the petition for young Mr. Krupa.
And now, thankfully, the FBI is getting involved because they called him yesterday.
Yeah. And candidate Mendoza, I haven't heard her comments on it. What's your
Well, she said she doesn't even know about it, which was a joke. She's got to know about it now.
She's got people out there. What is your view of that?
Well, I mean, it's similar to what we were talking about with Toni Preckwinkle. This is the machine flexing its muscles. And frankly, perpetrating a fraud on the Board of Elections because they think they can get away with it. Not only should the FBI look at this, but frankly, the Attorney Registration and Disciplinary, which is our kind of attorney watchdog, should take a look at this issue and figure out why does a lawyer put forward more affidavits in opposition to this young kid than he actually filed in signatures.
No.
This is
they
just a gross abuse of the system.
And they didn't think they were going to get caught because they think they're above the law, which has got to stop. Former president of the Chicago Police Board, why do you want to be mayor of the city of Chicago?
Because I'm going to be an independent, unbossed and unbought leader who's going to put people first, who's going to take on, I think I have a track record of taking on very tough issues and bringing people together to solve them and bring forth solutions that are best for Chicagoans. I'm not in this because of my ego. I'm not in this to advance somebody else's causes. I just saw that there were huge disparities in our city that were not being addressed. And we've got to have a city that's safe. We've got to have a city where everybody in every neighborhood has a real opportunity to participate in the economy and forge the kind of life in this city that makes them want to stay here. The fact that we're losing so much population from all over the city should be the proverbial canary in the mine shaft. But we can't be a great global city going forward if our neighborhoods are decimated.
Well, I live in the city, and I have for 20-plus years. How can we make, and it sounds cliche, but this safe streets, or how can we cut down on the homicide rate and the number of carjackings? Oh, my God, we had a carjacking at 5 o'clock the other day. I walked right by it. I didn't even, I mean, it's so weird how numb you get to the violence on the streets.
Yeah. Look, I mean, we've got to deal with this as the public health crisis that it is. Meaning, we've got to look at the root causes of the violence. We have neighborhoods that literally, the largest employer is the illegal drug trade. That's a problem. So what you're seeing is the manifestations of a lack of investment. So we've got to deal with that. And frankly, our law enforcement has to step up. We have to have a proactive, not reactive, but a proactive plan for stopping the guns from coming into Chicago before they hit our streets. Right now, we react. We wait till they get here, and then we try to deal with it. That's not the way to actually make any real progress on violence in the city.
Let me.
I
just had a question. Rahm Emanuel, I've anointed him as the de facto head of the Republican Party in the state of Illinois because there's nobody left in the Republican Party. Well, he came out in favor, after he's out of the mayoral race, he came out in favor of a constitutional amendment on pensions. What's your solution to the costs that are weighing us down?
Look, we made a promise to pensioners, right? You know this as well as I do. People spend their whole working careers working to the point where they feel like they've got enough of a pension. They plan their retirement life around what that magic date and number is. And I just don't believe, having come from a small steel town where people lost their pensions when the steel industry tanked, I think once we make that promise, we have to keep it. Now, that makes the situation much, much more complicated, but I don't think a constitutional amendment getting rid of pension benefits is the way to go. I just think that's wrong.
All right. Thank you so much, Lori Lightfoot. Where can we learn more information about you? What's your website?
You can go to our website at lightfootforchicago.com. We've got a lot of great information there, and particularly check out our public safety plan and our plan for affordable housing in the city.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. It's a pleasure speaking with you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for reaching out. Appreciate it.
And she joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
This is the morning show more Chicago radio listeners are choosing. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
This is Dan Proft with 60 Seconds of Sanity for Upstream-Ideas.com. Lots of people would have told you to abort that baby. You didn't do that. I know that was hard. I want you to know that no matter what, I know that you always did the best you knew how to do, and look how it turned out. Those are the touching words Oprah Winfrey used to say goodbye to her mother who passed away on Thanksgiving Day this year. Look how it turned out indeed. Vernita Lee's daughter is now a billionaire, instantly identified the world over by the mere utterance of her first name. Oprah may not preach what her mom practiced, but thankfully more Americans are choosing Vernita Lee's example over her daughter's. In the last decade, abortions in the United States have declined 25%, according to the CDC. Even as secular humanism has poisoned so many American institutions, sacred and civic, prayer warriors, Planned Parenthood defectors, and the pregnancy centers who tend to families in crisis are winning hearts and minds. As we celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ, we should also celebrate that the culture of life is beating back cultural Marxism.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.
It's actually really been helping my system and my lupus and my gastro problems. So I'm actually very happy with the product.
Acid reflux is pretty much under control. That's why I keep taking it.
I have noticed, I'm sleeping better since I started taking the Balance of Nature and all the other things I'm doing.
I can't believe how wonderful your product is. I listened to you guys on the radio for years and years and years,
and I listened to all the testimonials. I go, well, it's probably time to give it a try. And I've been just happy as could be ever since.
For a limited time, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 35% off your first preferred set of fruits and veggies and have them shipped to you free. Call 800-246-8751 or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
Are you looking for the perfect gift? I hope you'll check out Roland's Jewelers in downtown Libertyville. I love these guys. Mike Gallagher here at Roland's. Not only do they care about making America great again, they also care about making your holiday moments memorable. Buying jewelry is about trust. Roland's is the go-to place. You're going to see why when you visit RolandsJewelers.com or head to downtown Libertyville to work with them in person. It's no hassle. They'll show you pieces from the top designers, Simon G. with beautiful pendants. The Hearts on Fire diamond earrings are a great choice. Italian designer Roberto Coin's collection is gorgeous. Ken over at Roland's is offering up to $500 for AM 560 The Answer listeners. Not just for jewelry, but luxury timepieces, like the watch I wear from Roland's, Shinola, or Longines, or Tag Heuer. Your choice. Roland's Jewelers makes your gift giving easy. RolandsJewelers.com. Let them help you in-store in downtown Libertyville. Roland's Jewelers is a family-owned jeweler you can trust.
AM 560, The Answer.
WIND Chicago. WIND Chicago. Chicago. Chicago.
Gosh.
Westinghouse.
The sales is so epic.
The salesmen are going to come in and say, we're losing our branding.
Tables down at Maury's, to the place where Louis dwells, to the dear old Temple Bar we love so well.
Is this the Whiff and Poof?
This is beautiful.
The Whiff and Poofs assembled with their glasses raised.
Then they played the test pattern and the Star Spangled Banner.
And the magic of their singing cast its spell.
Oh, this
They
is
had 400,000
Hey,
people listening to
Justin, just because you're 12 years old and you came in on a skateboard today, this was entertainment back then, back in our days. But I've challenged you to find the one from the 70s that says WIND, when it was rock and roll. Remember, this was the rock and roll station. We were rocking it here, and now we're
With the Whiff and
conservative
Poof
political. I got your woof and poof right here, Bruce. Don't make me. Hey, don't make me woof and poof you. What's not boring is giving this holiday season. I think it's better to give than to receive. What do you think?
Well, it depends on the wind. Sometimes I take the wind, defend the south goal, but and defer to the second half, and then I'll receive.
So we're giving this year to those less fortunate because poverty, it's something that you don't recognize. I mean, we should be counting our blessings every day. I know Tom, he's security guard out front at the front door there.
Mm-hmm.
He fought in Vietnam, and I asked him about Christmas, and he said every day is Christmas here in America, which is true. We always have a safety net. We always have an entitlement program that people can fall back on. No one is going to starve to death in America. There's always a food pantry nearby. There's always a way to receive help, but not in Haiti. There's no government entity that will help you. The only reason why thousands of people are alive in Haiti is because of Food for the Poor. They have a huge warehouse set up in Port-au-Prince where doctors are available for immunizations for the children. And it's a beautiful place. And 95 cents of the dollar goes to Food for the Poor. That is great return on your donation. 844-862-HOPE. 844-862-4673. That's a way to donate. We're asking for a one-time donation of $80, but if you can give 40 or 20, that's much appreciated. Or you can become a business benefactor, Bruce. What other companies have joined on to be a business benefactor?
Well, that's a good question right now. And among those, including but not limited to, Supporta Law Offices, Graft Tree Care, Pavement Solutions, Remke Garage, Bath Fitter of Chicagoland, Job Site Fabrication and Repair, Bridges Restaurant, Michigan City, National Catholic Society of Foresters, C.H. Hansen.
You don't
in
have to
Naperville.
read all of them.
Oh, okay.
But to become a business benefactor, it's a one-time donation of $2,000.
Ski Shop in Chicago and Barrington, the CMT Research Foundation.
Is there any way you could cut his mic? No, I'm kidding. One-time donation, $2,500. That money goes to Food for the Poor, and we give you 40 60-second commercials. That will run Monday through Friday right here on AM 560. Call Anjanette Natkowski. Call her directly at 847-472-8951. That's 847-472-8951, and ask about the business benefactor program.
Matthew Hickey Law of Chicago, Twin Supplies Company of
Coming
Oak
up
Brook.
on Chicago's
Signature
Morning
Bank,
Answer.
Palatine Complete Dental.
Conservative division. We'll get the latest from Julie Kelly, who joins us next. But first, into the newsroom we go. Here is Mike Scott.
Gray skies, a little light drizzle in the area, 42 degrees. Officials investigating after drone sightings force flights into and out of London's Gatwick Airport to be suspended. They first appeared last night around 9 local time. The unmanned devices were spotted near a runway. Last week, a drone slammed into a flight near Tijuana, Mexico. Harvey Weinstein is arriving in court as we speak and will soon ask a New York judge to dismiss the sexual assault charges levied against him. Weinstein showed up with his attorney, Ben Brafman. Brafman will claim police misconduct tainted that sexual assault case. The Senate has approved a funding bill that would help avoid a partial government shutdown and is passing it forward to the House. President Trump says his decision to pull U.S. troops out of Syria should come as no surprise. In a series of tweets this morning, the president said he's been campaigning on the issue for years. Republican Representative Adam Kinzinger of Illinois, a member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee and a veteran of the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, does not back the president's move.
You know, I've said the president's got a right to make the decision. I'm not questioning that, but this is a really bad decision.
Kinzinger says he doesn't believe the president consulted with top aides and may have been influenced by Kentucky Republican Senator Rand Paul. Work requirements for those who receive Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program benefits, or SNAP benefits, could be expanded. The Department of Agriculture unveils a proposed work rule today, the same day the president will sign the Farm Bill. Loved ones and colleagues will gather today to remember one of the 2 Chicago police officers struck and killed by a train this week on Chicago's South Side. A wake for Officer Conrad Gary will be held from 3 to 9 p.m. at the Blake Lamb Funeral Home. Gary and Officer Eddie Marmoleo were killed Monday. Marmoleo's wake is tomorrow at Blake Lamb. Meantime, the man who was being chased by Chicago police officers before they were hit and struck and killed by that train is due in bond court today. Edward Brown is charged with aggravated unlawful use of a weapon and reckless discharge of a firearm. A convicted murderer who claims he was beaten into confessing by the crew of disgraced former Chicago Police Commander John Burge could be a free man soon. Cook County judge ordered a new trial yesterday for Gerald Reed following credible allegations that his confession may have been coerced. Bear playoff tickets go on sale later today, 1 p.m. Fans can line up to purchase tickets for a wild card game or divisional game on Ticketmaster or by phone. Nets edge the Bulls 96-93 at the UC. Blackhawks take on Dallas tonight. The news is a service of Accountemps. Finding highly skilled accounting and finance pros can be a challenge. Accountemps can help. With Accountemps' extensive network of accounting and finance contractors, you can be sure to find the right person for your exact hiring needs. Visit Accountemps.com to learn more. Accountemps, a Robert Half company. 8:33 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Dennis Prager says we have reason to worry for our democracy.
This indictment, he may have paid off or asked his lawyer to pay off people and then violated campaign finance law. I am afraid for my country. What we are seeing here is exactly what happens in the third world, where powers use their government for political ends.
The Dennis Prager Show, weekdays at 11, right before Sean Hannity at 2 on AM 560. The Answer.
Do your gums bleed? Have you been told that you have gum disease? Are you missing teeth? The doctors at PerioCare can help. This is Dr. Russell Sakala, and I am a periodontist. I specialize in the treatment of gum disease to save teeth and dental implants to replace missing teeth. Did you know that gum disease has been linked to a variety of other health problems, including heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and increases the risk of premature birth? The good news is the doctors at PerioCare are specialists in the area of treating gum disease and the placement of dental implants. We treat the whole patient and use the most contemporary treatment options that best fit your condition. Our primary goal is to restore your dental health and replace missing teeth to maintain your general health. I'm a veteran and I support veterans. PerioCare offers a discount for those who have served. PerioCare, where a healthy smile means a healthy body. For a consultation, call 773-631-0344 or visit us at periocare.com.
Warren Buffett's mentor, Benjamin Graham, said, "The essence of investment management is the management of risk, not returns." Hi, this is Joe Lopresti, president of Arlington Capital Management. I'm here to explain how we help manage our clients' exposure to risk. We're the creators of our proprietary proactive asset allocation strategy, known as PAS. It is designed to analyze important market trends and alert us to potential changes in the market. But that's only part of what I believe makes Arlington Capital Management unique. It's the care and personalized service we provide our clients that really defines us. We understand how important your financial goals are to you and your family, and we never take that responsibility lightly. It all starts by understanding the things that are most important to you. It's part of the Arlington Capital Management difference. To experience it for yourself, schedule your complimentary consultation by calling 855-471-5796. That's 855-471-5796, or visit arlington-capital.com.
Check out Ground Game, the latest podcast from the Associated Press discussing the top political issues around the country. Available on Apple Podcasts.
8:36. Let's get an update on the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here's Jim Talamonte.
Metro reports delays up to 20 minutes on the BNSF line after earlier down power lines. Berwyn area. See delays on the outbound Edens, Montrose most of the way to Lake Avenue. It's 35 minutes, Montrose to Lake Cook, inbound fine at 19. Kennedy, 38 minutes, O'Hare to downtown. Heavier in the express lane. Outbound, looking at 41 minutes downtown to O'Hare. Inbound Eisenhower, 50 minutes, 390 to the circle. 34 from Manheim. Outbound 50 to 390. Stevenson, an hour and 5 minutes, 355 to the drive. Outbound 36 minutes. Ryan, 30 minutes, 95th downtown. Westbound Tri-State slow 95th to 31st. After the Reagan Tollway most of the way to Balboa. Adams Tollway tight lead to the Tri-State. The Veterans Memorial 75th to the Reagan Tollway. That's traffic. I'm Jim Talamonte from the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center on AM 560 The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. And your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center. Cloudy. Occasional rain and drizzle this morning, high 46. That rain could turn to snow overnight, low 31. Cloudy, breezy, colder, 36. Tomorrow, currently 42. Next news coming up at 9. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Papa Nicholas Coffee. Papa Nicholas Coffee, a family tradition since 1897.
May the spirit of Christmas and the holidays be with you, your friends, and your family. From 560
This is so nice. I mean, I feel like reliving our childhood here, listening to all these jingles from WIND from the past, and we're gonna change them up. We're gonna go listen to Dan and Amy.
Really?
Yeah,
'Cause that's what 560 was back in the year 560, I believe. Yes.
WI rock and roll, baby. Right. So Julie Kelly, tell me about her.
Well, she used to write for National Review. She's from. I got to be careful because I once said that she was from Oak Lawn and Orland Park.
There's a big difference.
Well, they're O's. They're all part of the great metropolitan area of the city of Chicago. Anyway, and she wrote for National Review. She used to write about GMOs and things like that, which I thought was a car. But anyway, she's graduated to alienating at least half of the conservative movement because there's a schism. The intramural fights are the best ones. So it's the Never Trumpers versus the Trumpers, and she, among other things, she's written about that, and she joined us on our turnkey something or what's it
It's called the Turnkey.pro answer line.
There we go.
Hi, Julie. How are you?
Good morning, guys. Great. How are you?
Very good. Very good. So, Amy, you noticed something, didn't you?
A tweet that she put out?
Yes.
Yes. After listening to a bunch of Never Trumpers whine this week about people being mean on Twitter because of Trump, I offer this. Maybe it's not Trump that causes others to think you are insufferable, sanctimonious, self-pitying, hypocritical cranks. It's not him. It's you.
She fit that in 280 characters. Julie, congratulations to you. Could you expound on it for a few more characters?
Well, I'm going to expound on it, hopefully, for an article in the next few days. But look, Bruce, you follow this closely. Amy, I don't know how closely you do, but what you were talking about, Bruce, there is definitely a huge divide right now in so-called conservative circles or the right Republican Party. People who, support Trump, support his policies, understand what he's trying to do for the country, and the conservatives who are left out of all of that. And those are people, a small group of people, but they have a strong voice, a small group who opposed the president from the get-go, opposed him in the primary. Some of them actually supported Hillary Clinton, and that fight still continues. Now, it was reignited a little bit last week when the Weekly Standard, which is kind of the mothership of the Never Trumpers, was murdered, committed suicide, any of the metaphors that they wanted to use. But look, these people are angry that they're not getting their way. They are rooting for the president to fail, and they want us to be punished for continuing to support him. And, when people fight back at them for the hateful things they either say about the president, his supporters, his family, his administration, then all of a sudden we're the meanies and they're the victims. And so that was the crux of that tweet.
So, it's interesting. I voted for the president. I'll probably vote for him again, I think. But I liked the Weekly Standard, too. I think of the Weekly Standard as like Andrew Ferguson comparing Barack Obama's Dreams from My Father with the McGinnis biography, which proved that Obama didn't come up with composite characters. He came up with totally fraudulent characters. So the Weekly Standard served a purpose there. I like John Podhoretz's movie reviews and the like. But, I think it was a little bit overwrought to say that the Weekly Standard was murdered. I mean, we believe in Schumpeter's creative destruction, so all of it. But when it happens to us, we start crying about it, Julie.
Well, exactly. And look, it wasn't so much that the Weekly Standard was anti-Trump, and that's what these folks don't understand. They wrote a cover piece, a hit piece on Devin Nunes, who is the one guy in Washington who is uncovering this Spygate, whatever you want to call it, at great personal and professional cost to him. They wrote a hit piece against him in July, authored by a Democratic activist author. Now, that's not being anti-Trump. Devin Nunes is uncovering exactly what conservatives have fought against for decades, which is a powerful state that uses its power and its authority to attack and punish their political enemies. That's what we are all about, is defending individual liberty and our constitutional rights against a powerful government. He's actually doing it, and because they hate Trump, they went after someone like Devin Nunes. They've gone after Jim Jordan. They've gone after Ron DeSantis, real conservatives. And so that was part of the reason that the Weekly Standard wasn't even sold out. The owner wanted it dead, wanted to send a message, and he did.
Yeah, speaking of the deep state, were you the one who kind of highlighted what Comey said the other day? Are you the one who gave it traction? When he basically said, I pulled a fast one on the incoming administration.
Yes, we did. He gave a speech last Sunday. He was interviewed by Nicole Wallace, the MSNBC host, and it was a very comfortable setting. So, of course, Comey, who never stops bragging about himself and his high moral standards and principles, never.
And he knew nothing about the author of the Steele dossier, too. Nothing about it.
Not only that, admitted he never saw the opening documents that initiated the investigation into the Trump campaign. He never saw the documents, don't know who started it, don't know who was involved. this is so that's a little frightening. But he was bragging on stage about how he bypassed normal protocol, that if it were the Bush or Obama administrations, before he sent agents to interview Michael Flynn, he would have contacted the White House counsel's office. He said there'd be discussions back and forth, who would be there, what the interview would be about. But he said since it was so early in the administration, it was so disorganized, he just sent his FBI agents in 4 days after the inauguration to corner Mike Flynn, and then we know what happened there.
Right.
So yes, we were the first ones to break that story, and then it kind of went viral, and now he's being called out really for the fraud that he is.
I wanted to get your opinion about what happened yesterday. Another bombshell from President Trump declaring victory over ISIS via Twitter, and then saying he's planning on pulling out 2,000 troops from eastern Syria without ever informing the State Department or the Pentagon or the Department of Defense. How is this going to create a bigger gap in the Republican Party? Because you have Adam Kinzinger coming out. You have, the normal suspects, but Marco Rubio's upset by this. This really doesn't help unify the Republican Party, correct?
It doesn't, but I will say this is what Trump does. And I think that, he is pushing back on things that either the public doesn't know about. How many Americans really knew we have a few thousand troops in Syria? Very few, I'm sure. And so he's kind of beating up, what is acceptable policy, or that policy that's not understood or conveyed to the American public. And so now we can have a discussion about it. And I think that that's fair. I don't know all the details about it. I see people on both sides who I respect, who have differing opinions, so I'd like to look at it. But that's what we should be doing. And so he doesn't always do it in the most graceful or diplomatic way, but he does start a conversation that's necessary. And I'll tell you, Bruce and Amy, this is a big risk of what people say is the Weekly Standard and the establishment conservative have done to themselves. They pushed us into wars we probably should never have been in or shouldn't have stayed in. And now they have no credibility, and people are very concerned about continuing to send U.S. troops around the world in places that maybe we shouldn't be there. And so I think that to that end, Trump and his people are opening up those conversations, and I think that they're necessary conversations for us to have.
Well, of course, I disagree with you on that, Julie. But
no, tell us why you disagree.
No, because it's you neocons, the Israeli lobby. It's too complicated. I really don't know. I remember when Obama said it was, ISIS was a JV team, and now, and even Trump,
needed to create jobs for ISIS members.
Well,
they just need to work.
Right. Even Trump criticized Obama for that, but Trump likes to be on both sides of it. But here's the thing. Here's what I really love what you do. In addition to alienating the Never-Trumpers, because they deserve. Hey, I did the dirty work and voted for Trump. Okay, the Never-Trumpers can say, "Oh no, I can't be sully myself with that because
and Never-Trumpers voted
he's
for
a buffoon."
who?
Meanwhile, we've got a couple of Supreme Court justices and may get Amy Coney Barrett as well. But what I really like what you do is you constantly chronicle the double standards in the media. The New York Times, whoever who will dwell on what. It's Pruitt did as the EPA chief, but we'll never talk about what happened, and had a blind eye to what happened during the Obama administration. And again, you pounded that, and that is so important. That's really what I love about Trump is that he exposes fake news. As crazy as he is, he's lampooning and highlighting, underscoring what the news media do, and you do as well, and in meticulous detail.
Well, we have another example of that this week. There was a man, a top government official, who was charged with one count of lying to the FBI in 2017. And he is trying to get out of his punishment, not go to jail, have probation time. It's not Mike Flynn. It is the security chief for the Senate Intelligence Committee who was caught by the FBI not only leaking classified top secret information to journalists, including his 30-plus younger girlfriend.
Oy.
He lied repeatedly to the FBI. How often? Now, ask yourself, have you heard the name James Wolfe this week, or have you heard Michael Flynn? All you hear about is Mike Flynn. James Wolfe has basically had no media coverage, even though what he did was far more dangerous, reckless, than what Michael Flynn did. And that's just another double standard.
I mean, is he still together with his 30-year-old girlfriend?
No, she's off to somebody else, and I think he is too. I don't know. He's claiming to, put his life back together in his marriage. But look, what he did was dangerous. He went out, he leaked the FISA information, which is a felony. He leaked FISA information about Carter Page in April 2017 to help destroy Carter Page, which he almost did. So that's far more reckless than what Mike Flynn told Mike Pence about a conversation with a Russian ambassador. There's no security threat there. What James Wolfe actually did was very dangerous. He lied repeatedly to the FBI, not only in an interview, but on a printed questionnaire.
Right.
And now he may get the same punishment that Mike Flynn is getting, but far less media coverage.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I didn't know, so thanks for bringing that to our attention. We briefly spoke about it, but I didn't know his sentencing was soon. Speaking of sentencing, Michael Flynn's sentencing delayed, or General Mike Flynn, I should say, after 30 years of service to this country. He's cooperated with the FBI. The FBI seemed to try and throw out a lifeline to him in front of the judge, like, hey, what's going on here? Do you think he's going to face prison time come March 13th?
I don't think that he will for this offense. I think he has some real serious legal jeopardy for his lobbying on behalf of Turkish interests. That's a far more dangerous. And I think that's why he's sticking to his plea here and not saying that he was entrapped, which he obviously was, because they are threatening to go after him and his son for some of their foreign lobbying activities. But no, even Mueller's team has recommended to the judge that he serve the lowest range of the sentence, which is 0 to 6 months in jail. So my guess is he won't get any jail time.
And you talk about double standards. You compare and contrast the treatment of Hillary by the FBI with the treatment, Huma Abedin and Cheryl Mills versus Mike Flynn, who was actually, he didn't need to have his Miranda rights read to him because he wasn't in custody. But on the other hand, he was seduced, and they said, McCabe says, you don't need an attorney. That's an affirmative action on the part of the government. And
but
it was
they brought
really
that up at his
sleazy.
sentencing hearing, and that's why the judge. I think that agitated the judge.
Well, he baited Flynn on that one. But you talk about compare and contrast the treatment of Hillary Clinton with Mike Flynn.
Right. I mean, there's a long list of people you could contrast with how they've treated Mike Flynn. And look, Mike Flynn and Andrew McCabe, who is Comey's disgraced deputy, he admitted in his own memo that Flynn viewed the FBI agents who were coming in as allies. I mean, that's what they said. So Mike Flynn didn't view the agents as somebody who, as we would if the FBI agent showed up at our house. He viewed them as really coworkers who were discussing how to move forward in, any contacts with foreign adversaries or foreign ambassadors. Now, look, and I've written a piece, and I really urge people to look at this. The Russian ambassador, who's at the center of not just the Flynn controversy, was at the center of the reason why Jeff Sessions recused himself, tried to also target Jared Kushner. This ambassador was very close with the Obama White House. He visited more than 3 dozen times, including September of 2016. I have a piece up at American Greatness. I think people should read it because he was also part of the setup of Mike Flynn.
Does Kislyak work for Fusion? I mean, let's put all these things together.
Right.
Was he part of that Perkins law firm as well? He's not even a Russian.
Oh no, yeah. But I didn't know that. What was
Natalia? Yeah.
Oh, who's he married to?
Yeah, right.
No, yeah. No, but what would him and President Obama discuss? I mean, how are they? That seems like unlikely bedfellows.
Well, I mean, he's an ambassador. He was close with people in the Obama White House. He entertained there. He was also very close with his American counterpart, who is still a very vocal anti-Trump former official. So, here's a question back to the Mike Flynn. The day that the Russian sanctions were announced, why did Kislyak call Mike Flynn? Mike Flynn was on vacation. He wasn't even aware that the Obama administration had announced the sanctions. Why would a Russian ambassador call Mike
That's right.
Flynn?
He was in Dominican Republic, wasn't he, on
That's
vacation?
right.
Yep.
Yes. So he wasn't even aware. Kislyak calls him to ask him specifically about the sanctions. Mike Flynn apparently doesn't know his conversations are being recorded. Mike Flynn's conversations were being recorded too. Not Kislyak, Mike Flynn's. And so that's where all of this started. And
that's interesting.
yeah, the setup.
All right.
Yeah, the setup just keeps getting deeper
Wait-
and deeper
wait a minute.
of Mike Flynn.
Who was at the White House more, Kislyak or Jan Schakowsky's husband? Which one was at the White House more? Okay.
All right,
Well-
Julie Kelly, thank you so much for spending time with us. We already got a text message in saying this woman is amazing. A shout out to Orland Park.
Yeah.
It must be my husband.
There we go.
All right, no. All right, thank you so
Thank
much
you,
for joining
Julie.
us. We'd love to have you back.
Thank
and
you, guys.
Happy
Thanks so much.
holidays.
Merry Christmas.
Yep,
Thanks.
and she joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
Listen to Dan and Amy on your smartphone. Download the AM 560 mobile app today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
Nothing speaks louder about an auto dealer than a happy customer. And at Joe Cotton Ford, they have many.
I had a 2001 Excursion, was about 6 months old. We got T-boned, $29,000 worth of damage, bent the frame. After a few months, got it back from you guys, and it actually drove and rode better than when I got it from the factory. Well, service visits are always top-notch. You know, your service department, starting with Dave and going down all your service riders, are just amazing.
Another reason why folks keep coming back to Joe Cotton Ford. Joe Cotton Ford wishes you the happiest holidays ever and gives you the gift of 0% for 72 months on many of Ford's most popular vehicles for qualified buyers. And get the biggest rebates of the year on all remaining 2018 models at Joe Cotton Ford. No hype and no pressure. It's why generations of customers keep coming back to Joe Cotton Ford. Get to Joe Cotton Ford today. 0% for 72 months is only for a limited time. Gary and North Avenue in Carroll Stream or at joecottonford.com. joecottonford.com.
Signature Bank is Chicago's fastest growing independently owned business bank. It's a bank where relationships still matter. Signature Bank knows your name and your story. I'm Dan Proft, and I know this because Signature Bank is my business bank.
I'm Chris Veldman of ServiceMaster DSI, the largest ServiceMaster franchise in the United States and a customer of Signature Bank. In our business, we respond to disaster, and we never know when disaster will strike, whether it's flooding in Louisiana or a house fire in Chicago. Not all banks understand that need for flexibility, but Signature Bank does. That's why we consider them so much more than a bank. They have been our business partner since 2006, when their three co-founders, Mick, Kevin, and Brian, started the bank. Signature Bank is a key part of our growth strategy at ServiceMaster DSI.
Signature Bank is looking for their next success story. To learn more about turning your business vision into reality, visit signaturebank.bank. Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. This is Dan Proft with 60 Seconds of Sanity for Upstream-Ideas.com. Lots of people would have told you to abort that baby. You didn't do that. I know that was hard. I want you to know that no matter what, I know that you always did the best you knew how to do, and look how it turned out. Those are the touching words Oprah Winfrey used to say goodbye to her mother, who passed away on Thanksgiving Day this year. Look how it turned out indeed. Vernita Lee's daughter is now a billionaire, instantly identified the world over by the mere utterance of her first name. Oprah may not preach what her mom practiced, but thankfully more Americans are choosing Vernita Lee's example over her daughter's. In the last decade, abortions in the United States have declined 25%, according to the CDC. Even as secular humanism has poisoned so many American institutions, sacred and civic, prayer warriors, Planned Parenthood defectors, and the pregnancy centers who tend to families in crisis are winning hearts and minds. As we celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ, we should also celebrate that the culture of life is beating back cultural Marxism.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.